and welcome to episode 461 of the Super Ultra Podcast Arcade for July 13th, 2024. I'm one of your hosts, Daniel Nicholson, and with me is my co-host, Dominic Stallworth. What's going on this week, Dominic? And this month, basically. We've been off for a while.
Yeah, we've been off for a while, so I hope everybody had a happy 4th of July. Also, happy belated birthday,
Thank you,
Daniel, and I think that's all the other stuff that's really happened. But yeah, man, it's been a while. We've been out, we've been busy, so now we're finally back with some gaming news.
Yeah.
We got, it's the summer months, so it's not a ton of stuff that happened probably weekly, but hey, you accumulate two weeks, you'll get something. But yeah, so I'm just gonna jump right into it because it might be a long show. I don't know. We'll see. I know the O's. Well, you talked to me 2 weeks ago. I would have said, hey, they've been doing okay. They've been doing pretty good. But now they have not been doing really good. They have lost. What is it? 5 in a row now, or I think it's 5 in a row. Because they got swept by the Cubs. They lost a game before that. And then they just lost to the Yankees.
Yeah.
So that's 5. Yeah, so they have been looking good. Like, the offense has been pretty bad. I know people used to always complain about the pitching and say, like, we got to get pitchers. What are they doing? But then I'm like, well, we ain't getting runs now. And so I can't really blame the pitching for that.
Yeah.
So I could see there was like the game before where there was like, oh, we lost like 13-11 or something. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, then that's pitching. But that's one game, and that's why fans, fans always speak in hyperbole. I mean, that's just what fandom is. I never can take them seriously. I never really like that type of fandom. Mm-hmm. And even still, it's like, because at the end of the day, it's like, what the fuck do we know? I mean, everybody seems to not like, well, everybody who I follow on Twitter anyway, don't like Brandon Hyde. They say, like, because he either keep people in too long or don't take them out at the right time, or he doesn't put the right lineup together. But the same things I heard about basically Buck Showalter too. Some people were complaining about that. And then I look at other fandoms. Like, I look at what they say. They say the same thing about their guys too. So I'm like, I guess everybody just hates their managers. I guess that's just a thing. Or something. I don't know. It's just like I was like, I don't fucking know when to do it. I mean, I can think. I'm like, hey, this guy looks tired. That's all I can say is like, oh, take him out. And I think a lot of times, I think they do, or he does. I think he does that most of the time. I think somebody say, oh, you shouldn't play this guy now, but then I think, like, play who then? Like, because I'm like, I know what we have. And some of these guys, they either are he probably not playing because they're tired because they pitched last night or previous night or something. Or, I mean, you gotta let guys pitch at some point too. You can't just hold guys and have them just, because then they're not warm. Then they're gonna be rusty.
Right.
So it's a long season. I don't know what you do. Like, I'm upset that they're losing right now, but I don't know what the problem is. It's a solution that can be easily fixed. Put it like that. Like, it could be just a bad stretch. Because at the end of the day, I mean, if you look at all the teams that probably won a World Series, you could probably go through the seasons of, like, their ups and downs during the seasons. That there are probably times where people just say, like, man, this doesn't look like a team that can win the playoffs. But then some teams just go win in the playoffs. I mean, it happens. Maybe this team isn't. I don't know. I mean, it probably isn't. But right now, we're still in first place. So even with this stretch, we're still in the lead. It's unfortunate because the Yankees have been sucking too, and we haven't taken advantage of getting a big lead on them. But we still win. We're still in first place. Even losing 5 games in a row, we're still in first place in our division. That just tells you, hey, that's good. Like, that's what you want. You want that. You want to be where if you do get in a bad stretch, it won't hurt you that much. So hopefully you can get out of it. Because then it's going to the point where, like, well, if you just keep staying on bad stretch, then you weren't that good as a team. Then that's what it comes down to. You weren't that good of a team if that happens. But yeah, so it's a bad stretch right now. I mean, I'll see what happens. I think because I mean, I've seen this like so many times. I watched sports for so many years. I'm not going to get too stressed out over this or anything. Like, I'm just going to see where it happens. I'm not going to take every game and just be so upset or something like that. Because especially in baseball, it's too many of them. It's too many games. It's too long of a season. So it's like, I'll just wait and see. I mean, I've never seen this team win the World fucking Series in my life. So it's like, oh, what's another year? Whatever. He's I mean, they won before I was born. So it's like, I haven't seen them really be this great since like I had we had the mid 2010s with the Orioles, and then before that was like the 90s, the mid 90s. So yeah, I mean, it's like basically I'm waiting for the playoffs anyway, and I'm just enjoying what's happening now, what's going on, and what we do got right now. We have 6 All-Stars going to the All-Star game. It was just 3. Well, actually 5. I'm sorry. It's 5 All-Stars now. It was just 3. It was just Gunnar Henderson and Adley Rutschman was going to start, and we had our pitcher. Our starting pitcher, Barnes, Burns. He's going to be in the All-Star game also. I don't think he's starting, but he's going to be pitching. So we had 3 people. That was our only ones. Then some people, people were a little upset because we thought we should have more. But then some people, they took off, like people who were in the All-Star game because of injuries or whatever. So then we have Westberg, our second/third baseman, is going, and our right fielder Anthony Santander is taking somebody's place too. Is going. So now we have 5. We have 5 people going to the All-Star game now. So that's good. So the people we thought that probably should have got in initially, like they are getting in.
Nice.
So I was like, hey, that's good. That means that we're right there. They're right there in the voting. So I mean I'm happy that shows that. And then you got like some of these guys, they're rookies, man. I mean, Westberg's basically a rookie. I mean, he played some last year. Then Gunnar Henderson, this is his second year. He won Rookie of the Year. His second year, he's starting in the All-Star game, so that's great. And then you have Adley Rutschman coming back, and now he's a starter. I don't think he was a starter last year. But he's second year in a row. He's going to be in the All-Star game. So that's awesome. And Anthony Santander, this is his first one. He's a veteran. This is his first All-Star, so good for him. Like all deserved. They all deserve it all around. Anything else in baseball? I mean, there's a lot of baseball stuff to talk about, but I'm just not gonna go right into it. Anything else in sports? I think the draft happened, and yes, I will not be watching NBA basketball anymore. It's official that LeBron James' son, Bronny Jr., will be on the Lakers. Yes. They drafted him. There was an argument of people talking about. I mean, here's the weird thing. I didn't think I was going to really hear much about. People argue about nepotism, about him being there, but there's a lot of argument on TV about like arguing for it, saying of all the things that have been nepotism in there, like about these these white people, like the white guys behind the scenes who bring their sons up and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Like, so it's like this. They're not going to get mad at this. Like this is, or they say this isn't nepotism, which I mean, it's the definition of nepotism. This is the definition of nepotism. Yeah. Now, if you're saying it's bad or good, that could be an argument, but don't tell me it's not, because that it is. And I get that. I get the argument, like about like how people bring up their sons and stuff like that, do it, and I was like, I get that, but I mean that's a different. It's behind the scenes stuff is different than things like on the court. Like I don't know those people. Like I don't know all that. And thing is, there are people who argue with it. There are people who argue against that stuff. It's just that you don't argue it. You and the media don't.
Yeah.
But people do. Like, I mean, I follow these people, just some guys on the internet and stuff who argue about the coaches. And people got to be getting coaching jobs and stuff like that. They always argue that. Y'all don't argue it, though. Y'all always say how good it is. Oh, look, his father was this and that, and now he's up here now. That's because how good it is. I argue like, hey, I get it. And not saying that they're not bad coaches, because some of them prove to be good coaches. It's just that it doesn't mean, nothing doesn't mean like they broke out and they're the bad. It's just that they got the opportunity and stuff because of the person at a higher level was able to give them that, for they can learn this stuff. While others, they don't have the opportunity because they don't have a father. They have to go do the hard way. And now, see, with Bronny Jr., see, it's a difference. Because with him, it's like he played 1 year of college basketball and he wasn't good. He wasn't good that year. He averaged four something points a game. And now he got picked in the second round in the NBA. Like, that doesn't make sense. It's not like he was good and he brought up. And I tell some people on the internet, and see, that's why I said, like, some people, like, people either hope you're stupid or they're stupid. And because some people compare Ken Griffey, like, say he played with his father, and say what I say, why? So what's wrong with that? With this, I was like, Ken Griffey was like one of the best players ever, basically, when he was playing.
Yeah.
Like, people knew he was a top player. Like, he was a top guy. And thing is, his father came to his team. I mean, the team that drafted him, and they got him. And it wasn't like the guys drafted him on the father's team.
Right.
And Ken Griffey was great. Like, this is the other way around. This is a guy who we don't even know he should be in the NBA. And thing is, it doesn't make sense because it's like, what's the rush? He only played 1 year in college. Why can't you stay another year? What's the rush? Like, I mean, I can tell you what the rush is. The rush is that because LeBron knows he only had so much time, and he wanted to play with his son. Yeah. So, and that's what I say. It's like, you know what?
You better go play in the European leagues then with his son.
But that's what, and I mean, I just say this. I think that's okay then. I say, you know what? That's okay. That's okay. I tell you mine. It's okay. Just don't ever treat this shit like it's fucking legit. Like, don't treat this game like it's something bigger than what it is. This is no different than wrestling to me. Like, this is literally this is entertainment. Treat it what it is. Entertainment. And that's it. Nothing more. Nothing more than entertainment. It cannot go high. It's not in the higher. You can't say like, oh, great history and skill. No. This is not. It's not that, because if Lakers were really trying to win a championship or something like that, they wouldn't have done this. Honestly, they probably, if LeBron said something like, I'm not going to play unless my son plays, I would have traded LeBron. Because I would have said, like, we're trying to build a championship, and this ain't going to help us win a championship.
Yeah.
This is good for money, though.
Oh, yeah.
Like, this is great for money. Like, this is, and that's, and then for the NBA.
See the spectacle.
The NBA itself. Because, like I said, the NBA has ratings and stuff is down. It's not the money maker like it was. I mean, but that was the top one compared to, but football is always going to be king. Like, football is king already. And I don't know what it is compared to baseball, honestly. I know I think local-wise, baseball is better, like, in local markets, because that's how baseball is. It's really just like a local market sport that really does really good with local markets. Right. But in basketball, people talk about how, like, oh, worldwide, people like, yeah, but I don't think people watch it. Yeah, people play worldwide, but I don't think it's watched like that. And the people, there's a lot of people who watch it, but when I look at the ratings, I'm like, well, y'all keep saying that, but it should be bigger than, y'all say it's the second biggest sport behind soccer worldwide. Yes, but the NBA isn't. Like, maybe overall leagues. I mean, just like soccer. Like, soccer has so many leagues around the world. Yes, if you just add them all up, yes, it's bigger than NFL. But NFL itself is just bigger. It makes more money than each of those leagues. So like basketball, so they need it. So this is good for them for ratings. And like, yeah, and that's fine. But this it's I mean, if you make anything else, that's a joke. It's nothing more than that, because like they're literally just putting him up there just for the show. This isn't for
So
something
what happens
like
when he embarrasses himself is my question.
I just want to know what happens when LeBron retires. Is my question. Like, if he's not that good, if he's trying to be not that good, like people keep talking about, and then people keep bringing like other players. What about these other players who were who came in the NBA who were former athletes or coaches? I was like, you can look at their stats, dude. You got the internet. You're on the internet. You got the internet. Like, I think people think when they type stuff, they just don't care. Because it's like, that can all be disapproved. Like, Dunleavy was great in college. Like, somebody said Dunleavy. And I was like, are you showing his NBA stats? Because, yeah, his NBA stats aren't great. But they draft them based on their college stats, dude. I mean, you know that. It's like, what are you talking about? It's like he was great in college. He just didn't pan out as well in the NBA. I mean, I forgot how long he played, but he played for a while. But he was great. He was awesome in college. And that's what a lot of those former players are. Like, they were great in college. Not everybody makes an NBA. Like, not all those guys' children do. But this is like, this literally, like, we seen this guy. People were watching this dude at USC. And that's what people was like, man, he didn't charge as well, so maybe he's going to stay another year. But then it was like, really, like, more talking like, maybe this is going to force it to happen. And they did. They forced that shit to happen. Him going in the second round, where he probably had no business being drafted at all. Like, this year, at least. Like, there was no rush to bring this dude up.
Yeah.
Like, he could have just stayed. It's like, he literally you brought him up just to have the father-son
LeBron's knees
a
say
dynamic
otherwise.
happen.
I don't know if he's got bad knees or not, but LeBron's hairline says otherwise.
Yeah. So that's it. And you know what? For entertainment reasons, that's fine. That's fine. But I'm done though. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm not being part of that show. Like I said, if I'm going to watch something like this, I'll watch wrestling. I think that'll be more entertaining to watch. Honestly,
it's pretty good.
Yeah. I'll rather do that, man. Because it's not. This ain't about sportsmanship and stuff. Like, that stuff is out the door. I mean, it's been not like that, but you still had an argument. You still had an argument. I mean, before the gambling stuff came in, but now and now with this, when it's so obvious, it's like, dude, whatever, man. Fuck all this. This is not. Whatever. This is a joke. It's a joke. I mean, it's just a show. I mean, it's literally just a show, like a entertainment show with these sports team stuff. Like, it's like, whatever, man. Yeah. So the whole nepotism thing, like, yeah, it's obvious it's nepotism, but there's argument. And thing is, for people to saying, where were you with these other nepotism stuff? People were arguing. It just wasn't the media wasn't, because the media wasn't making everything look like it was okay. They weren't. There were people who were talking about these other things, other stuff that people, like you mentioned, but the coaches and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like you said, the media likes it to tell it as like, oh, it's such a sweet story. The father was a coach and then the son was the coach.
Yeah.
And
yeah. So they weren't. So don't be like nobody was doing it. It's just you were okay with it. And the people that were like telling you the story were okay with it. All right. So so that's it for sports, really. So what you got for wrestling?
There's kind of a lot going on wrestling, but I don't know what I want to talk about specifically. We'll just jump into the Bloodline stuff a little bit. WWE did have their Money in the Bank pay-per-view. Drew McIntyre won the men's Money in the Bank match, and he immediately tried to cash in during the Damian Priest-Seth Rollins match. CM Punk got involved in that, took him out, which resulted in him losing that match and that opportunity to cash in. That match also had a stipulation where if Damian Priest lost, he had to leave the Judgment Day, which is his faction. And if Seth Rollins lost, he would never be able to challenge for the world title again while Damian Priest was holding it. So because CM Punk got involved and, Damian Priest retained in that match, that means that Seth Rollins no longer can challenge for the world title, which is interesting because the original WrestleMania match seemed to be that it was going to be Seth Rollins versus CM Punk. So they're kind of looping Seth back into that situation because it's been mostly Drew McIntyre and CM Punk these past couple of months. So that should be really interesting if CM Punk gets to the point where he actually is cleared and hopefully can remain injury free enough that they can kind of do a longer program there. Women's Money in the Bank, Tiffany Stratton won that. She came up from NXT not that long ago. She's probably been on the main roster almost a year now. She's really good in the ring. And she just really has kind of a good, shitty, mean girl kind of character. So they can definitely do something interesting with her. Bayley's still the champion on SmackDown, and that's the brand she's on. So they'll probably do something there. And then the Bloodline stuff is getting interesting again. I mean, it's kind of still remained interesting even without Roman on TV or even The Rock around, with Solo Sikoa as kind of the new head of the table, building his own new version of the Bloodline, most recently adding Jacob Fatu, who is a guy that was in MLW. That was a smaller kind of indie, but a little below TNA, basically. They've got a television deal, I think, but it's like a small market kind of thing. But he's an incredible wrestler, and he was a part of the match that they had at Money in the Bank, which was 3 versus 3 Bloodline with Solo Sikoa, him, and Tama Tonga versus Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens, and Randy Orton. And Cody actually took the pin in that match to Solo Sikoa, so now they're building up to SummerSlam, and they're going to do Solo Sikoa versus Cody Rhodes. A lot of people are speculating that we'll see Roman return there, whether that be after Solo wins the title or costing Solo the title, or, even just coming back after Cody wins. I feel like that makes a little less sense for him to just be like, yeah, you lost, but also you've been talking shit, so I'm going to come back and get my pound of flesh or something like that. So it would be kind of interesting to see Cody actually lose that title to a guy like Solo Sikoa, who is relatively new on the main roster, especially because Cody has felt kind of unbeatable up till this point. Obviously, it seems like they're kind of building up to him versus The Rock and whatnot, so I don't know if we actually see that happen, but you don't have to necessarily keep it on Solo long. You could have Roman cost him at a later point, but I think just reintroducing Roman, I don't think you necessarily want him costing Solo the match, and you also don't want Cody just retaining clean and then having Roman come back. Seems like a weird choice. I don't know. AEW still going strong. Their wrestling is still, unmatched. The past couple of weeks they've been doing the Owen Hart tournament, which the winner gets a title shot at All In for the world title. Obviously, Swerve's still the world title holder, and Brian Danielson has now won that tournament, beating Hangman Adam Page in the finals. That was, I think, their 4th match in AEW, and all of their matches have been incredible. This one, no different. And Bryan Danielson versus Swerve at All In will be awesome. A lot of people are speculating, that they're going to try and get, the belt onto Danielson, even if it's just for a kind of short stint, because he's saying that he's retiring. So having him, in the lineage of their title. He's not retiring full time, but he's retiring from full time, so he'll still do big match here or there, but he's not going to be on like a weekly schedule like he has been past the end of this year. Also at Money in the Bank, John Cena announced his retirement from WWE. He said he's going to be wrestling kind of through the end of this year into next year. But allegedly next year will be his last WrestleMania, and then it sounds like he's going to finish off some dates after that. Doesn't sound like his last match is going to be at WrestleMania, although it feels kind of weird that you wouldn't have your last match at like the biggest show. But yeah, that was kind of a surprise, because he always felt like a guy who, he was so much of a company guy that as long as he like found time in his schedule, to be able to prepare for and perform a match, that he kind of would be. And I wonder if part of this is because of Vince going away, and maybe he doesn't have the same loyalty to Triple H. Maybe it was never a company thing so much as a loyalty to Vince thing. Maybe that's got nothing to do with it. He's getting older. He's also, getting bigger parts in Hollywood. So maybe he's just looking at the reality of the situation. But it seems kind of weird when you have a guy like The Rock who's been, in Hollywood doing, at one point being considered like the biggest star in Hollywood. And then, he's still coming back for matches. So.
Yeah, he still comes back. Yeah, exactly.
Of course, granted, he wasn't really doing that until, Black Adam fell on his face and, all the Oprah stuff.
But he never announced his retirement like that, right?
That's true. I don't think he ever like officially said this is when I'm going to stop wrestling. So, yeah, there's definitely that. So it's interesting to see John Cena kind of come out and voluntarily do this. I don't think anybody was necessarily calling for John Cena's retirement, but at the same time, if he just kind of never came back, I think everybody would have just been kind of chill about it. So that is definitely an interesting kind of revelation over this past couple of weeks. So that's wrestling, Dominic.
All right. So I guess we get to what we've been watching. I've been watching a few things over the last few weeks. But like the biggest things, I know Eddie Murphy, they finally came out with Beverly Hills Cop, Axel F for Axel Foley. And people have been wanting this for years.
Yeah.
Though I wanted it like 20 years ago or more. But we get it now, and the reviews have been actually more positive than I thought they would be for it. So I checked it out. I checked it out for a bit. I think I watched like a half an hour of it, and it was okay to me. It's still like I think I read one article saying that they think this movie probably would have been good in the theaters because of some of the set pieces. Which I still think it's still not up to that quality though for me. Like, I feel like it could have been better. Like, I feel like if they really was going to be put in the work, if somebody wanted to really put in the work to make this at least a really good callback to Beverly Hills Cop and make a really good movie, it could have been. And I just feel like the effort, not to take away for the people who's there, but like just the overall. Like, the actors, of course, I think they do what they do. But I think the people like behind the scenes and the money they put into it, they didn't want to go that far.
Yeah.
They
you would think you would hire a director that had directed something before.
This is like a rookie director, I believe.
Yeah.
Hey, for his first one, I guess you could say, hey, he did good. I don't know. I don't know how to judge that. I just saying that overall movie was. What I've seen so far. For the first half an hour start, it didn't make me want to just like I'm going to stay and finish watching this. I was just like, I'll watch the rest some other time. So I didn't get that when I was reading it. I was like, oh man, I thought it was going to be like, oh man, this movie's like really great. I think it might turn out to be a good, like it's good, like it's all right. Like I think for majority of people who probably wanted to see Beverly Hills Cop, I think you'll like it. Some of you might even think it's great because I mean, hey, most people have bad taste, but I just think like you'll think it's like it's a good movie. But I wanted something like I wanted a great movie. I wanted something to be like, hey, this is just as good as the first one, I guess. 'Cause that's really the one I really remember. Honestly,
Yeah, because there were what,
I mean,
three?
three of them, yeah.
Yeah, I always
And the
forget
first
that.
one's the one I really remember. But that's the one I've seen the most. I don't think I watched the two or three multiple times. I think the first one, no, and that's the only reason I watched the first one multiple times because my dad had recorded Ghostbusters, and then Beverly Hills Cop would come on out right after Ghostbusters. So I would
It's a
just
double
watch,
feature.
yeah, I will watch that. Or if I didn't rewind, I'll probably just end up watching Beverly Hills Cop one time when I put the tape in. I say, I'll just watch this. So that's really the reason why I watch that a lot. And so yeah, and that reminds me, I gotta watch the new Ghostbusters, both of them, the one before the one that just came out. Um, but yeah, I guess I really should judge it, but who cares? I can judge it now. It doesn't matter, even though I ain't watched it all. All right. I also watched some X-Men '97. I watched about what 4 episodes maybe. Because I'm on an episode with Jubilee. It's kind of the main character. Like she's her and the new guy,
Yeah.
Sunspotter, I think he is. But
Fighting Mojo
yeah,
Jojo.
yeah. So yeah, it's all right so far. I do enjoy it. I see why people really liked it. Yeah, I like the story. I like the story of how they did the Cable and with Gene. I never knew the full story of how Cable was born, really, honestly. So I didn't realize. Oh, he was with the clone, and that's the clone's baby. I was like, oh, I didn't know that. I always just thought there was this theirs, and something happened. But I thought it was like another timeline kind of thing, or some shit happened. But yeah, but that was cool to how they incorporated that in there. So yeah, I think this series is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty cool.
And it's only going to kick it up a notch in the next couple episodes. So
oh, okay,
I'm
cool.
interested
Yeah.
to see how you're going to feel about that.
Also, I watched some Invincible, so I finally said, like, okay, these shows on Amazon, because I started looking at Amazon Prime, and I was like, yeah, the commercials aren't that bad, through these shows on Amazon Prime. I still prefer none.
Yeah.
And just like how much money they fucking make, I mean, I was like, come on, man. Like, you honestly don't fucking need these commercials. But I said, yeah, I'll do that. So I watched Invincible, and I had watched the because I never did watch that in between show, but what that was about.
Oh, right.
The girl, what's her name?
Ruby something? Ruby Rose?
Ruby Red. Ruby Rose. I think it's some Rose. Yeah. Maybe something like that. Yeah. I never did watch that, so I watched that one, and then I watched 2 episodes of the new one, and so far it's all right. It's really deal with him, the fallout of what happened with his father and his guilt of feeling like he has to be the guy Earth. He has to fix all his father's problems. He had to prove himself that he's not like his father. That kind of pressure. The mother's trying to get him to not say he doesn't have to put that all on his shoulders, but he just doesn't feel that way.
Adam Eve, that's her name.
Yeah. Oh, Adam. Yeah.
Just completely off.
Yeah, and the thing is, what I like about Adam Eve, I mean, because her situation is a little bit different, is that how she just unburdened herself with the hero stuff. Like, she'll help when she helps, but she's not going to let it control her. And I think that's the right way to go. It's like, yeah, I mean, look, you have the right to do what you feel. Like, you want to be like Spider-Man or something like that, where you feel like you have to be all out every day and do it. Fine. Batman is more of something with his, that's more psychological thing because his parents dying.
Yeah.
So he that's like an issue. That's kind of like a mental issue kind of thing with him. Like, this is something he feel like he has to do. Spider-Man feel like he's responsible to do it. I mean, not just because his uncle died, but because what his uncle preached. And while but I feel like you don't. I don't think so. Like if I had this power, I didn't ask for this. I mean, unless I'm doing something bad, and like yeah, and I will help where I can. Like what she does. She does like environmental stuff. I mean, and stuff to help people, but she doesn't be like, oh, she's on call 24/7 or something like that. It's like, nah. Like I had to live my life because at the end of the day, because sometimes I can see it for some people that hurts them. Like it'll just stress you out doing that all the time, and just makes you because not everybody. I don't think everybody can do that, and I like how they do that, like how they made her that way. Well, he feels that because of what his father's done, and I totally understand that. But I don't like her parents. Like I don't get the father. Like her father is just so angry all the time. It to the point, and then the mother is the same, always like just stop it, like, oh please, it's like stop, and like the mother, and I'm just like, you are so worthless. You are so
Just
like,
wanted a son, Dominic. That's all.
Like she like you're not helping anything because you're letting the father just be a dick and everything, and he's just angry because she's has powers and she's different, and like now he lost his job because of what happened. It's a spoiler alert, but he's lost his job because of what happened with Ultraman. Whatever. What was his name? What's his name? His name Ultraman.
Omni-Man, right?
What's his name?
His
Omni-Man.
dad, yeah.
And so he kind of blaming her, like saying because of heroes, so y'all heroes did this and blah blah blah, and she was trying to because she can make anything, so he was like, hey, just sell this or something and get money or something like that. But he's like, no, I work hard. It's like some kind of pride thing because he's like, I think he's working like a fast food joint now or something. He was like, no, I said, like I don't want your fake thing stuff or something. And I was just like, at that point, I would just leave. I was like, I can't deal with it.
Yeah,
I'm
this is
glad
not a
you take care
rational
of me.
human being. What do you want from me?
I was like, I'm glad you take care of me, but I don't have to come in here and you just be angry all the time. Like who wants that? Like who wants to live like that? I said you can suffer, baby. That's like you can go ahead and suffer. That's okay. Because it's just like yeah, all the scenes they showed, like I never see him happy with her. So I'm just thinking like is that the? I mean, I know maybe that's the portrayal they want, but I just want to know: were there any happy moments with him? Because to me, it's just like as a viewer, he's just too unlikable. Like I don't understand his position really. Yeah. Like I sort of get it, but him being angry all the time, it's like nah, man, that's just weird. Because I almost feel like even in what you call like unfunctional homes, there are moments you can say like, oh, this was a good moment. It wasn't a lot of them. But it's just like this. I don't know what was a good moment for her. Like, what was really her good moment there? It's not like that. I mean, it sucks. I mean, I get why she even just leaves, not to just live there right now. But yeah, but overall, the show. I mean, I still enjoy it. I mean, I enjoy the show. I'm just curious what they like. Where does it go from here? Like, what is it? Like with Omni-Man and like when he comes back or something. I mean, I'm assuming he's coming back, but like, what's going on?
Feels
I mean,
like a given, yeah.
Yeah, but there is like this new bad guy, that's really that could be really big for this season. So I almost feel like I wonder how this season ends. Because I almost feel like it's going to probably end like he's going to be this guy's the big bad, and then maybe Omni-Man, maybe you see him again in third season. I mean, like he'll be a big deal in third season. His people, I don't know. Or maybe it's this season. I don't know because I haven't looked at any news about the show or anything, so I know nothing about what's going on. What else have I watched? I watched this new show called Royal Crackers that came out on HBO. I mean, it's like on the second season. I mean, it's on HBO Max, but it's on as Adult Swim. It's about this family who owns this cracker company, and it's a funny show. It's the two sons who are the descendants of who are descendants of the father. Well, the father technically is still alive, but he's like in a wheelchair, basically paralyzed and just like in a coma, I guess. And like they are like supposed to be watching the company. The oldest son, of course, is somewhat in control. And the mother, who his wife, who is she's helping out and stuff like that. Like they have a loving relationship, but they're pretty bad people. I mean, I would say bad. They're weird. I know they'd be bad to their son. They'd be really assholes to their son. It's almost make his son almost like the Meg somewhat, like Family Guy, almost like that. Then he has a brother who he still want to live his rock star life of glory like he had back in like the 90s or something like that. But of course he's just in denial, like that he just don't want to grow up basically. But it's an alright show. I think it's a funny show. It's not great, but it was alright because I just wanted to have something on while I was kind of playing games or something, and I was just putting it on and something new on and see how it is. Because I kept seeing the advertise on HBO Max sometimes. I was like, oh, what's this, Royal Crackers? And I was like, because I was thinking it's going to be one of those really weird Adult Swim shows. So I was like that super, what's it called? Like Super Cop or the police, like the, not the police, jail, like that super jail or something like that it's called. That shit. I mean, I know you've seen it because it's old now, but it's on Adult Swim. It's freaking weird. Like I don't know who the fuck watches this shit. But see, I was thinking something like that, and nah, it's actually has a coherent story and everything. So I was like, okay. But did I watch anything else? Nah, I think that's it. I mean, that's worth talking about. It's probably some of the things I watched I just can't think about. So you can go ahead. So what you been watching?
All right, so I watched Godzilla Cross Kong, X Kong, New Empire. That's the new Godzilla Kong movie. Obviously, we talked not that long ago about Godzilla -1. Obviously, these are two very different things. I mean, these movies...
This is better. This is better, isn't it?
These movies definitely focus more on Kong, like, especially this one. This one is more like Kong is the main character and Godzilla is, like, just there to help out, and maybe occasionally cause destruction. As a pure spectacle, it was fine. The human characters are okay. I don't know that they necessarily go any interesting places with it, to be honest with you. I mean, they're still dealing with like the Hollow Earth situation, and you have the one guy from the previous movie where he's a podcaster, but now he's kind of on the team. He's a conspiracy podcaster, but now he's on the team, hanging out with them. Visually it looks good. I don't think the villain. Spoiler Kongs, I think they were actually in the trailer, or at least the one guy is in the trailer. I don't think they look particularly good. I think they spent a lot of money making Godzilla and the titular Kong look good, but I think I don't know if it's the weird like scrawniness of them or what, but I just don't think the fidelity is quite there. But it's not a waste of time. I think people can enjoy it, but it's pretty shallow. It's not much different from the previous Godzilla versus Kong movie. Although I think I might like this one a little better. It's been a while since I watched that first one.
You think you might like this one better than the last?
Yeah,
Godzilla Cross Kong.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of if there's anything like human narrative wise that like actually stuck out for me in that one. I think this one was a little more, more likable characters, or the way they were portrayed in this movie, because I don't think there are many new characters. So it's fine. If you've got Max already, check it out maybe. But if you don't, I wouldn't go out of my way to watch it. Gran Turismo, on the other hand, I will say that's on Netflix currently. That ended up being a really enjoyable movie. Like I thought it was well put together. It's very loosely Gran Turismo related. Although I will say, it sounds like, because it's Gran Turismo based on a true story. But it's basically about this young man who has been playing Gran Turismo all of these years, so he knows the courses like the back of his hand. And then Nissan effectively says that they're going to sponsor a car that is driven by someone that is, like a professional video game player or a professional Gran Turismo player. So they hold this tournament, and, this kid wins along with, some of the other members of the team. We see them later in the film. When they're doing the Le Mans race, which is like a 24-hour race, so you have to have a team of people. But it's basically about him and then the guy from Stranger Things, the sheriff guy. He is the like lead mechanic / former driver who, of course, has had his troubles in the past and is also kind of trying to redeem himself. So, it's a pretty generic kind of story, but I think it's well told and well acted, and I think it's definitely worth checking out. As far as like it being a video game movie, it's very loose. Occasionally they'll go into like this video game inspired, like, oh, he's so in the zone that the car starts to break apart, and you see it in this like video game style where you can like move this piece here and tune up this part and that kind of thing. But other than those, which maybe honestly take away more from the movie than they add, I think it's well done. I will say, as we discussed before recording this podcast, this is me saying this having not yet seen like Ford versus Ferrari or Rush, movies that it did admittedly make me then want to go search out and see if they were streaming anywhere. Unfortunately, neither of them appear to be at this time, so I'm gonna have to put those on back burner. I did, because I very much remember when both of them, I think, were on Netflix at some point. I think Ford vs. Ferrari was on Netflix, or maybe it was Max, up until pretty recently. So I feel kind of bad about having missed out on that, but hopefully they will.
Days of Thunder. It's Days of Thunder on Paramount.
It's probably, maybe that's where I need to go. Maybe I need to go back to that one.
I'm gonna go back to the ride. I want to ride like a billion times at King's Dominion, Paramount King's Dominion.
There you go. House of the Dragon, I'm caught up with that. We were talking about that before recording, though you aren't. So I'm going to maybe save that discussion unless there's some of the stuff you want to talk about from what you've seen until you're caught back up. Because this previous episode was very action-packed. It's getting hot and heavy now, Dominic.
So, I mean, darn, like the way I read about the story is that, like, how long can they stretch this out?
At the very least 3 seasons, but I'm betting minimum 4. Honestly, I'm not totally sure. Like I kind of see the vision through season 3 right now, based on what I've heard about the story, but I honestly don't know how much further it goes on, so it would be hard for me to say.
Yeah, because honestly, yeah, because I think I know what you mean. I wonder, will it go till what we call is grown up? Well, he's a baby right now, but will it go like where
like Aegon's son?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder. Or if they do some like weird time jump again. It feels like a time jump at this point would maybe be, I don't know if they would do a time jump or if they would just like switch out that actor and like maybe not necessarily acknowledge it, Be like, hey, he went from being 2 years old to all of a sudden now he's 12 and he's riding a dragon. So yeah, I think we'll hold off on that for the most part, because they definitely do some interesting stuff in this last episode. And then the Captain America Brave New World trailer is finally released, which I find pretty humorous because like several months ago now, I took my daughter to McDonald's and she got a Brave New World toy, and they like advertised like Red Hulk on the back of the box before they even started the actual like advertising campaign for this movie. So have you watched this yet, Dominic?
No, I have not seen it.
All right. It looks pretty good. I mean, it's pretty easy to make one of these movies look pretty good from the trailers. You know, obviously they're choosing very select high action moments. And I do have a lot of concerns because there's been a lot of talk of like reshoots and trying to cut around things. There's a very like heavy Israeli superhero, I think, in this movie that maybe they have decided they want to play down a little bit more following recent events. There's also in this trailer, there's a shot of Giancarlo Esposito, and I don't think his bits were filmed until like a month ago during like the latest round of reshoots to indicate that he's going to be some kind of like big bad. But it feels like hopefully they're able to piece this together well enough to make this a good movie. Harrison Ford, they obviously feature heavily in this trailer. He is the president now. He is taking place of William Hurt, who is playing General Ross, who is now President Ross. They make a joke immediately at the beginning of the trailer that he had to lose the mustache or he would lose the election, because obviously he looks like a completely different man.
Hold on. Who's playing General Ross? The same
Harrison
guy?
Ford.
Oh, Harrison Ford
yeah,
is now.
because William Hurt passed away last year or 2 years ago. Yeah, so the guy that had been playing him passed away, and they've replaced him with Harrison Ford. So that should be interesting. I saw a lot of people making the joke online about how he was president in the 90s and how this is either the longest term or he took a very long break between his terms.
That's right, yeah. Yeah, he was a president on the plane,
yep.
Air Force, the Air Force One.
Air Force One, yep. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting seeing Harrison Ford, Red Hulk. But hopefully
he's going to be Red Hulk in this too?
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully they know how to handle Harrison Ford.
Is this a movie?
Yeah, this is a full-blown movie. This is Cap 4 basically.
And when is it supposed to come out?
It is coming out, I want to say February of next year.
Oh, it's next year.
New World. Yeah, it's like so far off, it's ridiculous. Granted, it's got pushed a couple of times now, I think, but even then, it's like I said with the McDonald's thing, like months ago they had McDonald's toys, and like it feels weird that you would put that out so far ahead of the actual movie coming out and even like having a trailer for it.
They said we can't keep this in our warehouse, man. We got keep making room.
Basically,
gotta make room. Yeah.
February 14th. So that's still quite a ways away, but we'll see. Yeah.
Then we got McDonald's toys for this new Wolverine Deadpool, even though it's rated R.
Gosh, I'm shocked that
I know they're gonna have a whisper card version of this, right? Released again.
Oh, like a PG-13 version. I would imagine they would have to eventually. I don't know if this is the only Marvel movie coming out this year, so I guess I wouldn't be entirely surprised if they did what they did with the last Deadpool, where it was like around Christmas time, I think, that they re-released it with the PG-13 version. So I could see something like that happening. Definitely. So that is what I've been watching, Dominic.
Man, I just don't care. I don't know what you've been watching. I'm just saying, like these Marvel movies, man. Like even for the Deadpool Wolverine, like I want to see it, but I just want to wait until it comes on. I get Disney Plus or something. Like I just like, man, I really like have no interest. Like I was just think like this would have sounded so cool like 5 years ago or
Yeah.
something. Now it's like whatever. Like what I really
COVID's
want,
changed
I want
us
that.
all, Dominic.
I wanted that new Batman movie, man. But damn, man, I thought that shit was gonna come out this year, man. And then what they say, 2026 or something? I don't know. Yeah, I don't think it's even 2025. And I was like, what the fuck, man? I said this movie. I was like, come on, man. It's like they don't do it. They say it's not gonna happen, so I can just be like, okay, that was one great Batman movie, and you move on. Because it's like, what?
Did we
This ain't a series or
know
nothing.
that Lady Gaga was going to be in the Batman Part 2?
No, I mean I don't know nothing about the Batman Part 2.
I
Except
just
for, like,
see
that
her
it
in the
wasn't coming out.
cast, and I know that she's in the Joker too, and I'm just wondering if they're doing that where they're like crossing over, but like those timelines don't match, right?
Like the Joker, I just thought that was by itself too. Like
Yeah.
I honestly didn't think Joker 2 was going to happen. I honestly didn't think that was because I just thought like I didn't feel like that was a Joker movie, really.
Yeah.
Honestly, like I just think that was a name, and now that it's happening, I'm like, what is this? So what is the Joker 2 going to be about? Like what is that supposed
Singing
to be about?
and dancing, apparently. That comes out soon, I think, because there is a trailer out for that. October. That comes out October 4th. So, yeah, I don't know. I still have not seen that first movie. I think I know everything that happens in it, but
No, you
still
don't.
have not. No, I don't.
Yeah. I mean, I can't tell you because then you'll know.
Oh, okay. Then I'll instantly be transformed into an incel. Got it. All right, Dominic. So what have you been playing?
What have I been playing? What are we doing? Oh, that's where we're at now?
Yeah.
All right, so, so I finished Dragon Age 2. I was thinking about doing another playthrough because I kind of did want to do some different choices, but I did do a lot of choices I didn't do the probably 2 or 3 other times I played this game.
Okay.
Because this time some people have like left me because of my decisions. Like the woman who I usually want to romance in this, I say I'm not going to do it this time. I'm not going to be with the sexy pirate lady. So she left because I didn't agree with what she was doing. Because in reality, I really didn't either. But she was like, she's the best looking woman on here. So I was like, I'm going to have to agree with her because I don't want to be with the elf woman, and I don't want to, and I'm not gay. So like that was the only 2 choices. Like, because the other woman, she ends up liking this other dude, like a computer guy. You can't be with her. So I was like, damn, they really don't give you a lot of choices in this game, unless you're bi. So I said this time I'll be with the elf girl. And there was something in the game where she's stolen something and she wants you to. She wants you to get it back because she needs it because she's being hunted. But I said I'm not because I need to give it to the Canary or something. The Canary race because they need it back because this is going to start a war or something. And thing is so weird to get it, but she still took it and then she ran away. Like if you're with her, I think she still runs away, but she comes back. So she didn't come back. And also at the end, because of the choices I made, my brother doesn't stay on my side. Also I have a brother, which I usually have a sister who is alive, because I think I forget what choice you make at the beginning. It makes it so, I think because I've chosen to be a mage. I think if you choose to be a rogue or a warrior, your sister stays alive because she's a mage. But if you choose to be a mage, she dies and your brother stays alive. He's not a mage. And he becomes a Templar, which Templars are ones who really keep the mages in check. And thing is, I did a lot of things he didn't agree with, but I didn't actually kill him, so I was surprised. I was like, oh, I thought I was going to have to kill him or something, but nah, at the end he did we didn't end up fighting each other or anything. So that was good. So I was like, so I didn't want to kill him, even though I think he was a dick. But well, he's not really a dick. He was just a crybaby. He was a crybaby. But also what another character. What other character? Oh yeah, because of what he did. He started this war between the mages and the Templars, and thing is, I never chose to. I think one time, I chose him to. I let him live and just told him he had to get leave because he blew up this chantry and killed people, but he said it had to be done. I think one playthrough, yeah, I said I don't agree with him, but he could still stay because to help fix what he did wrong. And then another choice I think I made before was that I told him just to leave, he like to never see him again. But this time I killed him. Because I think it's like, man, you had to, because I had to do it because this time I had the DLC character. I didn't have the DLC character before when I played, and Sebastian said, if you don't kill him, I'm gonna go when I get my kingdom back that he's trying to get back. I'm gonna come here and kill all the mages or something like that. So I said, well, I don't want to cause no more trouble, so I'll kill this guy. I was like, we going through enough shit right now. So yeah, so I did some different choices, and like the game overall, like the story it's a good story, and it's not really you don't really get like a really happy ending. Like there's always some tragedy that is going to happen in this, and I do like it for that. Like it's like, okay, it's like you just gotta make the best choice you think is what for you or whatever, or like some of these stories just don't have that good of an ending. But it never feels like a 2 though. It never feels like a direct 2. It feels like a side story or whatever. They should have done what they did with Inquisition, and now the well, it's not called Dreadwolf anymore. Vanguard is called. Yeah. It's called Vanguard. Like just had a subtitle for this. Just called Kirkwall, I guess, because that's what the city you're in or whatever. Because it's not really a 2. But it's the story is good. The gameplay is it's adequate for me. It's like I just really just playing it for the story and the choices to make. And now I downloaded Inquisition because I'm about to play that now. So I never played that. I never played Inquisition on the PC. I only played on the Xbox One, and I never played none of the DLC. So this will be the first time I played that. And I haven't played this game in years. I mean, I played this game since the Xbox. I got the Xbox One. The second year was out, or
was it the second or third?
Or within the first year. Second, I think it was second.
Yeah, because it was during like the Black Friday sales of the year after.
Yeah. Well. Yes. You're right. All right. So yeah. So I got it. Then, and well, when did Master Chief Collection come out? That came out.
I think that's when it came out. It was around that time.
Yeah, but is that considered the second year? That's just the first year, technically, right?
The end of the first year, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it would have launched during the holiday, and then it would have been before the next holiday, technically.
Yeah. Because I was trying to think that I get it 2 years after it's been out. See, 360 I did. Well, almost 2 years. I got it within the summer before it got to the 2 years, because that's what I got from Glenn.
Yeah.
Because Gears had already been out, and Gears, came out within the first year. But anyway, sorry. Back to this. Yeah. So yeah, now I got So I played Inquisition so long, so it's gonna be like I'm not gonna remember everything. So it should be pretty cool to get back into that. Well, I'll get to this game. Trails Through Daybreak just came out, which is the new Trails, the Legend of Heroes game. The newest one for the US version anyway. Like there are 2 games ahead of us in Japan.
I was gonna say, it was like 12 years old at this point.
Well, I'm gonna say they're 2 games ahead. We're catching up. It's like it's catching up. It's actually it was a lot farther before. But yeah, so because like they were talking about, because there was some Japanese name I was looking at an article, and it was one of the Google search things, and I was like, well, so why they still calling it this name? We got the American version out. Can they just call it this name? And then I realized, like, oh no, that's another game. I was reading about it. I was like, oh shit, I don't want to read no more because I'm gonna spoil it. So I was like, oh shit, now this is the newer game because this come on for the PS4 and PS5 in Japan. They still come on the PS4.
Crazy.
I mean, this is tell you how this generation is just so like games are just so different. Like we're not like. The consumer was not ready for new gen. As much as the internet tells you that it's like yeah, man, we need to move ahead. We gotta move ahead to new gen.
Yeah.
The consumer wasn't ready.
No, I'm still putting stuff on the new release list that's coming on Xbox One. Like that's wild to me.
Yeah. So like, cause I mean, and plus you're not really doing anything. Well, like movies, like we always say, like they're not doing any games that really make it worth it anyway. So, I mean, that's part of it also. It's like, you're not seeing anything. If you can still put games on these other systems, that means that you're not doing anything that's really powerful enough to really be worth it. Anyway, so, that game came out. So I was playing that a bit. I played a little bit because I played it yesterday, as of this podcast. I just started playing it. And, man, it is like, they've done a lot of changes to this compared to the other games. Like some things I understand, like just the lingo, but the actual gameplay is different. Like you can choose to either play it in turn based like normally if you want, or you can play it like an action role playing game if you choose to. It sometimes, I mean, it all depends how strong the enemies are. If the enemies are strong, it's going to take a long time to do it in the action replay, so you might want to play. Like change it like what they call I forgot what they call it to go into the turn-based mode and defeat them that way because you could actually hit their weaknesses a lot easier. But I think this really is for like if you feel like the enemies are just so weak, you don't want to keep going to like, oh man, I'm just gonna keep finding these enemies and just beating them with like a couple hits. And it's like it's so time consuming, like, you know, in what you used to do in JRPGs. They let you just hit them, like you just hit them, like, you know, like an action game, and stuff, and just dodge them, and then you can do like a quick little special or something, and you can move along. All right, so I thought that's interesting how they did that, and that's pretty good. Like it's a lot of quality of life stuff like they added to this. I mean, they always had it where you can do hyper time, like to speed things up. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I thought that was a cool mix. The look of it, graphically, I can see the difference as far as like the animation stuff being better. The voice acting is pretty good, you know, anime voice acting. It does have its spots where, hey, people are talking and then you're reading somebody and they're speaking with the voice, and I'm like, I was hoping that went away. And I was like, they're still doing that. Where sometimes it is voice acting and it's not. I mean, I understand, like, you're not going to do it the whole game, but I just wonder why they do it. Why does that happen? Like when you meet it, like, sometimes when you meet a new character, the new character will talk.
Yeah.
And then, but you and even the characters you already had, you have to read their dialogue. And I was like, what the fuck?
They want to form an impression in your head of what the character is going to be. That's why. You know what?
Maybe, yeah, that could be it. That's just, I mean, it's just weird to me anyway. That and also exploration, like in the previous game, like almost anybody, if you see any NPC, you can talk to them, and I cannot not talk to anybody, so I will always talk to every last person that I want to, knowing that it really does nothing for the story. I mean, sometimes it does, though. It really does.
That's why they keep getting you, Dominic. There's just enough in there.
Yeah, because it's not. You don't need to talk to them to talk about the overall story, but it's also little nice snippets, like they say, and like you see these characters in other games, so you'd be like, oh yeah, I remember this person, and it's kind of cool. But this time they'll put a bubble up to tell you that these are the only people like you can talk to. So you'll see a lot of people, but you only can talk to these people, and they will put up, and the bubble will clear if they have no more new dialogue to say. Because sometimes you can talk to people twice, or 3 times and they say something different. So I used to always talk to people at least twice. And that's cool. So it's like, oh shit, they actually do that. I said, man, I'm surprised they even like thought about doing that. I wish somebody said that. Like, look, man, I want to know if I need to keep talking to these guys, they keep me new dialogue or not. So I say, oh, that's cool. So I know, like, hey, I don't need to talk to that person anymore, or that you already did talk to him. So because maybe you just don't remember because you talked to a whole lot of NPCs and you're like, oh, did I talk to them before? Yeah. So what else? What other new things did I see? I mean the battle system. Yeah, the battle system. It's like it's different. It is different than the previous games. I mean, it's easy to learn what it does if you have played those games because you understand some things. But it's not exactly the same. Like they really did change it up. Like this, this game is it feels like a new game. It doesn't feel like it's just like a new area, a new story. This does take place in a country where you've never been. You always heard about them. You've seen people from there, but you've never been there. It's Calivert. Calivert is a republic. It's not like the Empire, which was Erebonia, or a state, which was like Crossbell. Crossbell was like an independent state. This is where they just had a new president. The previous president, who I knew, is gone. And they're really a country of immigrants. Like they have places where a lot of immigrants have come there. And it looks like they might have a little immigrant problem there, you know. I mean, as far as people not liking feeling a certain way about immigrants. There seems to be a group that's there. I haven't met this group yet or anything. I just read in the paper because just like all the games you get papers. Like every like new month or something, you'll get a like whatever the paper's called. And I was reading it and it said like, oh, this faction, like it could be this terrorist faction that doesn't like the immigrants or something like that. And I was like, oh boy, here we go. Here we go. It's the Proud Boys. I was joking, but no, but yo, it's cool, and also I'm finally playing somebody who's not a teenager. Like the guy who I'm playing is actually a full blown adult. He's 24. Because the girl who comes for his help, like she's still in school. So I was like, wow. I said, because I was wondering, is he just like a kid who just dropped out of school and started on business or something? I said, no, he's 24. I said, oh my goodness, you're actually playing an adult. And it just like Jack, like he said, like, yeah, I may seem like really old to you. And I said, old? I said 24. I said, Japanese people, I swear, it's like 24 is old. I say, but you know what? But yeah, I mean, probably for her, because I think she's like, well, I think she's 16, but she was like, you're almost a decade older than me or something like that. And yeah, you look at probably a 24-year-old, yeah, like a lot older. I mean, I can see that. And definitely if you're freaking younger than that, yeah, you definitely see them as real old. Because hell, some people, you know, have kids, at some age. I mean, if you had them really young. So, yeah, but yeah, I was like, yeah, this is the first one where I actually, the main character is an adult, and he's not a very, like, one of those heroic, personalities, like where he's very, I wouldn't say stoic, but like, he's kind of conservative, like the guy she played before, except for the first game, where he played as the girl who I really like, who was my favorite main character. They're like very, you know, heroic guys. Like they're very good. They're very Boy Scoutish. You know what I mean? This dude is not that. Like he's a guy. Because the job he does, he say, hey, it's borderline. This is what stuff I do is not illegal, but it's borderline. Like I kind of stay between the lines and stuff like that. Because he's some type of. He's like the private detective or private guy. Like he does jobs, these odd jobs, basically. And his personality, like he'll lie and stuff like that. Like or he'll cause trouble before he can get things his way. Like I like this. I was like, good. You're actually playing a guy who's actually like I'm not just, I mean, he's not a bad guy. He's a good guy, but is also like he has a little more personality. He's a little more loose. He's he's not so like stick up his ass, basically. You know what I mean? Like it's like I mean, not that these other guys really I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say like, but they were like kind of good two shoes or something like that. Like this guy ain't that, and I was like, wow, they really changed it up a bit. They really changed it up with this character, and I'm kind of wondering like maybe that was maybe the discussion or something. Like they want to do something new, like had the main character be something very different from the last two main characters they had, because the girl was just totally different from those two. Like the first for the first game, Trails in the Sky. And you never really went back to like someone new like that, and that's the only reason I really liked her character, because of how, well, first of all, like she's a girl, but she's not sure. She's a tomboyish girl, who was still like a woman though. I mean, she's still like, because she liked to care of dude and stuff like that. It was something different. Like I never played it as a character like that, and the way she was, like she wasn't just like and she wasn't like a Wonder Woman kind of woman, you know what I mean? Like she was your typical, like probably like average girl or something like that. Well, I think now I think she's a woman now technically. I think she's like 19, I guess now. But then I think she was 16. So it was cool. I mean, I always liked she was funny. Like, yeah, and I always like playing. I always liked that character. And this one, I think so far I like him. I like playing as him. I don't really the girl who's with you now, because you're helping her now. She's kind of she works with you now. I mean, she's your stereotypical like anime girl who's shyish. She's kind of shy, but she has a lot of potential, and I don't know if they're supposed to be, because she's too young. So because they don't usually let you do love interest stuff with people that are too young. Well, they don't go full. Well, they never go full love-a-dovey in this type of game anyway. But because that's what I was thinking, I was like, is she supposed to be the main girl? Is there someone who's older woman or something in this game? Because people be joking like, "Oh, this your new girlfriend or something." I was like, "What?" And then he even says like she's too young, and I was like, "Oh, so in this world there is a age thing." So I'm like, then it's weird. It's very weird that these people are doing that. I said, "What y'all making these pedophile jokes, man? This is serious. You shouldn't do that." But so far the game I'm having an all right time. Like I'm only at the very beginning. I think I just got past the prologue, but. Yeah, I mean, I'm really curious to see how where it goes. I like it that it's so different now than the previous games. Nice. Quickly, I played Power Wash Simulator a bit because I was out and I was bored, so I was playing that. I was playing some of these games through the Oculus Rift.
Oh, cool.
So I was doing Power Wash Simulator through there. I was playing Gears. I finished Gears of War 2 because I was playing that actually a while back, but I had stopped because I was kind of going back and forth between Halo and that, playing old games. And so I finished that game again, just playing through that and playing it through the Oculus Rift, through that big screen they have. It was cool. I really liked it because it felt like I was like looking at a really big screen of me playing it, and just gave a different perspective. And that's my favorite Gears game, I think, overall. Mm-hmm. Like, overall, Gears 2 was the campaign.
Yeah.
Campaign, Gears 2, I like better than 3, but 3 overall game, just with all everything they had in the game, I like that better. Mm-hmm. The Halo Reach, I played that. Technically, I did beat it, but I'm playing it like two ways because I was playing through the Oculus Rift, which it looked all right in there. Not as good as my PC, but still playing on a bigger screen, like looking through the lens of the Oculus Rift was pretty cool. But on the PC, it's still, of course, it's looks better up there. And plus I was, I'm streaming it, so
Yeah.
it's just higher fidelity.
How's that
than
been
it's going to
working
be
for you lately? Has it been
Oh yeah,
better?
because like I told you before, like it was a huge delay.
Yeah.
Now it's I guess maybe there was whatever problem they did, it was their end. It must have been their end.
Gotcha.
Because I didn't do anything different. I mean, first when I was out, I thought it was like, oh, maybe the internet's better here. And that's why it's playing well. But when I came back home and put it back on my Wi-Fi, it was playing better. It wasn't a huge delay like it was when I was playing what was that game? The Rick and Morty light game that used to be on what was it called?
God, I can see it, but I can't think of it.
The Alien game. But yeah, so that's been working well. But yeah, so I played it normal up there. They let you use the skulls. Some skulls let you cheat, like had infinite ammo and stuff like that. So I had that on. Had fun with it. Also, I always turn on the skull where when you get headshots on the grunts, it pops up the happy birthday stuff.
Oh yeah, like party time or whatever.
Yeah. Then I played on PC, and I was like, hey, I can put cheats up here, and so I wanted to I just wanted to like get the legendary achievement thing. So I just ran through it real quick.
Yeah.
With that. So I just had fun with that. Also, what else did I play on there? I'm trying to think. Did I play anything else on the Rift? I just tried out like some Doom just to see what it looked like.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it looks good. it looks good playing that. I tried. I tried. Oh yeah, not Gran Turismo. Forza. Horizon 5. That looked good, and I tried it both ways: the performance mode and the like high fidelity mode. And there is a difference. I can see a little difference in how better it looks, but it just I would prefer it to run, smooth. So performance mode all the way. So yeah, I was just playing with that to see how it looks, how the games look. I never played Forza on my PC. I never loaded it up here, so I honestly, I'm curious of how it even runs up here. Honestly, but oh yeah, Nickelodeon Smash Brawl. I did play some of that. And because that is on the Game Pass now, Smash Brawl 2, and they have a story mode in there, and it's fully voice acted. So I think it's pretty cool for people who's really into that stuff. Like, but I didn't grow up. I only grew up with the early Nickelodeon stuff. So SpongeBob is, it's not my guy. But I don't mind it. I think it's pretty cool that they had that stuff in there. It's pretty funny. The gameplay of Smash Brawl, I played quite a bit of it. I played as Rocco a bit. I didn't play online. I played against the computer. But it feels like a Smash game, really, man. I mean, it plays just like Smash. So I think that's one of the issues with that PlayStation one, All Stars or something like that. Like, they should have just did what these games did.
Yeah, they
just
tried to be
Smash.
too different.
Yeah, it's like it's okay. I mean, who cares? Like, who cares if you copy Smash? I'm sorry to get some drink. But yeah, they got a lot of characters. I got a little campaign mode in there, so I think that's cool. I never played the first one, so I can't compare it to that one. But yeah, I don't know how it is online, like the online base for that. I was reading online, like forums. Some people said, "Oh, it's dead," and one person said, "Nah, I always find a match." And then somebody even recently, like a month ago, said, "Hey, I'm finding matches still." So maybe, yeah, it's possible. And now that's on Xbox Game Pass for free.
It should definitely.
I'm sure it's a spike. Yeah, I'm sure it's a spike in there. So yeah, I mean, this is a good alternative if you don't have Smash or you don't, or you play Smash like a billion times and you want to play something different. Yeah, this is cool. And I mean, you got the with this you get more characters because unlike you got the rotation unless a multiverse is unless you buy them. So yeah, yeah, I might play some more of that. Just to see how that is, just to get that going. I was playing some Switch. I was playing some of that the Fire Emblem Dynasty Warriors light game on the New Hope. I think it's called Three Hopes or something like that. I said New Hope, but I also was just trying some of the games you had because I didn't even realize you. I didn't even play it though, but I downloaded it. I didn't realize you had one, the like burial origami one, the origami king or whatever it's called. Yeah, I didn't even know you had that. I was like, oh darn, Daniel had this. Maybe I'll play it, but I never did. I never play. I just downloaded it. But I did download BioShock just to see how that game looked on the Switch, and I'm playing it on my monitor because I took my monitor with me. I just want to take my whole PC, and I was and it looked all right. I mean, it looked all right on the Switch. Yeah. So I was like, this is fine. I'm still scared. It still scares me. So I was like, it's doing its job. I think I was trying to play some Super Metroid for Super Nintendo, and man, I got stuck. I'm stuck. I didn't get that far, but I was like, I don't know where the fuck to go.
That's real easy in that game. Like, the only reason I am able to get through that game as quickly now as I can is because of like having the guide back in the day. Because otherwise, it's very obtuse. Like trying to solve some of those things yourself is borderline impossible.
And I was just looking at the Nintendo store, and it is just horrible. That place is just horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like I was already run so slow, and then I'm just trying to search, and I'm like, God damn! I said, y'all can't do a better job than this, man. And it's like, it's horrible even on just the regular internet. Just going to that place.
Mm-hmm.
It's man. But I do see like special sales have been happening recently, and I know Amazon Prime sales coming up.
Yeah.
The thing is, I was just thinking too. I was like at the moment where I was at, because I hadn't really. Because I was just thinking about playing some certain games, because I saw like Borderlands was on sale or something. I was like, oh, I can just get this for cheap. But then I was like, I'm not gonna play this other than right now.
Yeah.
It's like I want to play it now, but would I play it later? And I was like, I'm not. And I can't really think of anything. And most of the things I really want, I'll get is probably Nintendo, like the first party games, and they weren't really on sale, and I was thinking like, I don't want to get it now. I said, one day when I get shit straightened out, I'll get it. I don't need to get it now. Yeah. And I want to wait till this new system comes out, see what's going on with this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's it. So that's all I played. What you been playing?
I've just been playing Elden Ring mostly, with all the hype around Shadow of the Erd Tree, the DLC that came out recently. I finally just was like, all right, I'm going to give this game a try. I keep seeing everybody talking about it. I watched the Awesome Games Done Quick of it in like an hour or something like that. That, as with most Awesome Games Done Quick runs is pretty impressive. I was like, I'm gonna finally give this a try, and I will say, like, I'm liking it immediately better than like a Dark Souls, because I got my horse or my goat or whatever you want to call it. I got that, and just the ability to quickly.
Where do you get that? Where'd you get that at?
So I think I got it like by the ruins. So like if from your starting area, you kind of go straight forward, and there's that big guy on like the bull or whatever. And then if you go left of him a little bit, there's a church there, which you get some stuff. And then if you go forward from there, we'll call it north. I don't know if that's actually the direction you're traveling, but if you're going straight from there, you'll get to these ruins before going off to your left takes you up to like the castle and where the first boss is. And it's somewhere around there.
First boss, man, I think I missed all that shit. I went straight to the, like I'm outside, and I went like all the way straight into these other ruins, really up, like just going up north. Well, gotcha. I don't know if it's north. It was just
kind of straightforward. Yeah. I after getting to that boss and not being able to fight him, I was like, I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be fighting this guy, because that's It's kind of funny that like Elden Ring has interested me more than Dark Souls, because one of my biggest issues with like a Dark Souls game is like getting to a fight and going, am I supposed to be here? Or is it just like my skill that am I under leveled or am I under skilled? And this, of course, exacerbates that by just being an open world where you can basically go anywhere you want. So I got to that guy and I had troubles with him. So I kept trying to fight him a couple of times. And then I was like, oh, let me wander off somewhere else. And then I asked the guy at work who like is super into the Dark Souls style games in Elden Ring. And he was like, oh yeah, that's the first boss. He's kind of difficult because he's just kind of like a difficulty check for people that have played this, like these style games in the past. And I'm like, well, that kind of sucks. So now I'm just trying to figure out how to like do the Dark Souls thing. Like watching the speed run was actually pretty helpful because he gets like some sort of item that he crafts to put on his sword to do like a bleed effect. And like that would definitely help me out because like if the enemy is actively just hurt and being hurt with me not having to actively attack him, that would definitely help me out. He said that I can basically get to a point where I can brute force things, though, if I did like a shield build, which I could see myself going in the kind of direction of. But I definitely see myself leaning on like guides and kind of getting direction from the internet as to where to go with this to get like the items that I want to play the style that I want. I don't think I'm gonna necessarily enjoy the same levels of freedom as like a Zelda where, you know, every enemy is kind of defeatable. Obviously, you can skill up your armor, you can get better weapons. But at the end of the day, it's not really going to be like a skill-based type thing in the way that these games are. So mostly I find myself sneaking around a lot, especially because what this game does, which I was surprised by, is there's a lot of, at least immediately in kind of the opening areas, there's a lot of enemies rushing you. So this is not a fighting style where I expect to have the ability to crowd control reasonably. So I was kind of surprised that they would actually do that to you. And just like dealing with the idea that, oh yeah, I can roll through an attack because I have invincibility frames. And it's like, yeah, but the enemy is physically hitting me, so therefore he should be hurting me. Whereas when I feel like I'm backstepping and I'm not within range, somehow this guy, you know, takes me out. I feel like that level of calculation feels just kind of wrong in the way that I like to play my games. It feels like if I'm hitting him or they're hitting me, I should be doing damage, but if I should be able to be mobile enough to avoid a hit. It runs surprisingly great on my computer. I have not had any issues with it. I was pleasantly surprised by that. You know, it was like, hey, play this on like high settings. And I was like, okay, I did not expect that.
So did you buy this game or did you play it on a free weekend?
No, I bought it. I don't know that they've done a free weekend. I bought it because they were doing the Steam sale. Did. Oh, they did? Oh, well, shit. I wish I had realized that.
That's what I thought you were playing.
Yeah. I wish I had realized that because that probably would have given me enough of a taste to be like,
oh, wait a minute, maybe I could be lying. It could be another game. I don't know. It was a game where it was like a single playerish game, and I was like, oh, they got a free thing, and I was like,
oh, okay, gotcha.
I didn't get it. I'm trying to remember what it was, but so you got it was a Steam sale, you said. Hello? You still there?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, because it was the Steam sale and it was actually on
Did you
sale.
get the Erd Tree too?
I did not. No, because I didn't know. Because that's like full price.
Oh, yeah, that's a full. That's about to say. I was like, I don't think that was a sale. because that just came out, right?
Yeah. So I just got that because I didn't know if I was going to get that far into it that I was going to be, fully invested and go through the DLC or anything like that. So yeah, just the base game, but it is definitely intriguing to me so far. Like I said, I think the addition of the horse and kind of the horse combat where I can be a lot more mobile and really avoid some of the combat that I don't want to and get away from it, escape it a little easier than if I'm just on foot trying to chug along. I think that definitely adds a nice wrinkle to it. Because I did like the Bloodborne had a little bit more mobility and like what I thought was a more refined like combat system. And I definitely thought that game, for my sensibilities, was better than like the previous Dark Souls game that I had played.
Yeah, the mobility, I did like, yes. I will say that. Because that's why I couldn't understand Dark Souls. So I was like, man, just the controls just felt weird and shit. And
especially because like that was the first game that started doing like the trigger combat stuff. And now kind of everything's evolved into that. God of War is that now. Yeah. But yeah, the first time I played that game and I'm like, why am I pressing the right trigger to swing my sword? I was definitely like, this is kind of shit. Also, I don't think the previous Dark Souls games had a jump button, right? I do appreciate Elden Ring having a jump button.
I don't think they did.
So, yeah, there's aspects of it that I'm definitely, much happier with than those previous games. So I'm gonna continue to try and give it a chance, but I think it's definitely gonna be a lot of me realizing like this isn't a game I'm just going to be able to do myself. I'm going to have to look at guides and stuff like that. So, otherwise I did play some of the Nintendo Online stuff, some of the newer stuff I've tried to dabble in a little more, but I can't think off the top of my head any of the specifics. So yeah, that's kind of really all I've played over these past couple of weeks.
Okay. All right, so I guess we'll take a quick break, and when we get back, we'll get to the gaming news.
All right.
I mean, I said gaming news. I'm sorry. The Flashback Segment.
The little bit that we have, yes.
And we're back. So now we're flashbacking to... Are we doing flashback into 2014? Yes, we are. We're flashbacking to 2014. This is a new month we have here, but it's still not a lot of games that really came out around this time. Like, just not a ton of games really worth talking about. But we do have Sniper Elite 3 came out, and I think this got decent reviews for this game. I'm not a big Sniper Elite guy.
It was like high really 70s. This is the one I think about as like the kind of introduction to the mainstream for this series. And then, of course, the zombies.
PC got the highest rating, 71. It got 67 on PS4 and a 63 on Xbox One
low
on Metacritic. Yeah. Well, IGN gave it an 8.2. Game Informer gave it a 6.5. Eurogamer gave it a 7. Edge, as we know, is the elite of the gaming publications. They got a 5 out of 10, so I don't think they liked it. PC Gamer gave it a 70. Well,
what's there not to like about Nutshots?
This is the most popular. This is the most popular of the sniper games, maybe because
the zombie one definitely feels like it probably overshadows a little bit.
Yeah, but I don't think nobody looks at it as a sniper game. Okay. Because I mean, you never played it, but I'm not using a sniper gun.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're not. I mean, that's a choice, but that's not the main gun or anything. So. Yeah.
So lack of sniper shots on zombie testicles is what you're saying?
Yeah, I mean you can. There are points where you can use a gun, like you're far away, but like when you're also running like close to them too.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so Sniper Elite, yeah. I think this is the more like this is probably maybe the more popular one then because it's definitely I don't know. Was it ever highly rated game? Was it probably ever was?
I was going to say this is probably right around where it was probably getting. I'd imagine.
Yeah, maybe it's just and I guess maybe people just liked it because it looks like even with these low ratings from publications, the game must have sold because they seem to be always come out with one or some variation or something. Um. All right, so is that? Oh, yeah, that's it.
Yep,
that's it for 2014. So then we go to 20 years, 2004. We got Tales of Symphonia.
Yeah,
came out for the GameCube. This is a
GameCube
Tales game. You know,
exclusive.
we got tons of Tales games, man. I like the latest one, which is on Game Pass right now.
Oh, nice.
And this one, Tales of Symphonia was this. This is the fifth main installment. And the story is the game takes place in a fictional world called Silverant, and it follows Lloyd Irving. Lloyd accompanies his childhood friend Colette, and who is destined to go on a journey to save their world. As the journey progresses, they learn that saving Silverant endangers Thalia Allah. God damn these fucking names. A world parallel to theirs. Well, I just say like, well, fuck that world. I wanna live. I'll be like, I don't know anybody on that world. I don't know you. So if you go, that's fine. Let me see how you pronounce this. Well, my Google Translator said it so fast I could not understand what she said. Yeah, it's that's just such a basic storyline. But yeah, how did it do? Did people like this game? It got 86 on Metacritic. Yeah. So yeah,
this was definitely like for us GameCube players. Was like, we can't have Final Fantasy anymore, but we got Tales and Skies of Arcadia from the Dreamcast.
Yeah, it eventually did. Oh, it did come on to the PS2, but only in Japan. It came because the Americans was like, hell no, man, we got the Final Fantasy X and Kingdom Hearts and all that shit. Like, we ain't got time
Nobody's
for this.
playing this over here.
Yeah, and it did come on PS3 though, in America, and 10 years later, I mean that was 2004. It came out 2014. 2013 Japan on PS3. 2014 February North America. It eventually came on Windows in 2016, and now it's on the Switch, PS4, and Xbox One in 2023.
Yeah, with that remaster.
Which is weird that Xbox One, PS4, and Switch, not even Xbox Series X or PS5.
Well, it's even worse, Dominic, because I think the GameCube version ran in 60 frames per second, but the PlayStation version ran in 30, and it's a remaster of the PlayStation version. So even though it's on these new consoles, it doesn't run faster than 30 frames per second. Yeah, it's like real bad.
Are you fucking shitting me?
A lot of people were complaining about that when it came out.
Oh man, let me see where did it say that in the Wikipedia page here? Remastered. Yeah, here's a remaster. We see mixed average reviews. The remaster was faulted for its downgraded and inconsistent frame rate. Yep. And frequent and long load times.
Why? What are they doing?
They didn't work in this game at all. They just copied and pasted and just said, "Yes, see what happens." And say, "Does it work? Can you play?" Say, "Yeah, it's okay." Then that's it, and that's all they did.
Feed them this trash.
God, they didn't even try to do anything.
Yeah, that's real bad.
They just changed the controls. They just fixed the controller part, the prompts probably. All right, so that is it as far as games, man. No, here's one news. Also in 2004, Bethesda licenses the Fallout franchise.
Oh man!
So they got it from Interplay, and that's they can develop and publish Fallout 3. So yeah, so we'll end up getting Fallout 3, which is 2004. What? 3 years later?
I was gonna say, is it 2 or 3 years later? Yeah.
I don't know if it's 2007 or 2006.
Fallout 3. It was 2008, actually.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. 2008. Yeah, because, man, 2007, yeah, that would make crazy, because that was already a great year, and that was so many games that came out that year. That it would have been lost in the sauce. But, well, I don't think, no, that would have been lost. Something would have been lost. Somebody else would have lost. Yeah, they probably were still doing DLC for Oblivion, maybe.
Oh yeah.
All right. So yeah, so that's it. So now we're gonna do game covers like we do every month. We do video game covers for magazines and see what they are as the time goes forward. Like in the 2014, like it's less magazines.
Yeah.
But then we're picking up. We're picking up magazines in 1994 though.
Yep.
It's like that was the golden age of the video game magazines, Daniel. It was hitting in the 90s. It was like, yes, print will never die.
Yep. We don't have the internet. We don't know what that is yet.
Yeah. All right. So, but we're starting in 2014. We were starting with the official Xbox magazine. And we got Sunset Overdrive is on the front here. This was huge because it was like, oh, look, it's Insomniac is going to Xbox. They're leaving the PlayStation. And Microsoft got them. And I was excited for this. I was excited to see what this game was, what it was going to be. It's going to look crazy. It's going to be better than the that game they put out. What was it called for
Fuse.
EA? Yeah, and like looked so basic.
Yeah.
But this was like, wow, this is going to be cool. And also like I was thinking like Resistance looked drabbed. I was like we're going back to the Ratchet and Clank kind of thing. It's like they're finally doing something that looks really colorful. That's not Ratchet and Clank.
And then you're grinding on rails and doing stuff like that too while you're shooting.
So it looked like an extreme cool, like extreme Tony Hawk-ish shooter or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was like, I'm really excited for that game. It says Teddy Bears Mutants TNT, hands-on Xbox One's wildest exclusive yet. Also, Bungie's Destiny, killer new modes, maps, and info revealed. Also, Prepare to Die, Death and Danger await the Xbox One's Below. I don't remember what's Below. Was that what it's called? Below?
That was... What was that? Isn't that the one that's like super simple graphics and maybe took a while to come out from the guys?
Oh yeah, damn, they were talking about that then?
Yeah.
Good God. And then it didn't come out to a big fanfare. I kept thinking this game like
Sword and
it was gonna be huge.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah, 70% on Metacritic. Got 7 out of 10 on Steam. IGN gave it a 6.9. And I played it and I was bored out of my mind.
Yep.
Yeah, man. I thought it was going to be something. Yeah, it wasn't what I thought. But darn, I didn't realize it was even talked about back then. Good God. And what they got up here? Evolve, reconnect with the inner monster.
Oh,
yep,
man.
I was excited for that and disappointed. Child of Light, Ubisoft's oldie to Zelda and Final Fantasy reviewed. Never played it. Never played Child of Light.
Me neither. There was a demo for it back in the day, and I think I still never ended up spending much time with it. That game has come out on like everything at this point. I think it keeps re-releasing.
All right, so let's see what we got here. I see you got some highlighted ones. The highlighted ones is ones I don't need to look at.
Yeah.
Okay. So now we're looking at 2004, and we got PlayStation Magazine, the unofficial PlayStation Magazine, and we have Prince of Persia 2 on the front, and PS2's top platformer gets a sick new edge.
Oh, he gets such a sick
So what was
new
the
edge.
difference with this one from the first one? Did you still have the Santa, Tom?
He does, but he's got attitude now, and he's got like Godsmack. He's got like new metal soundtrack playing underneath him at all times. I think the combat system was like highly improved, which I think got overshadowed by the new attitude of it all. I still quite enjoyed this game, even though it was maybe trying to be like early 2000s too much.
You talk about the new attitude. Yeah, I remember reading about that because this was like almost all the twos, like Jack 2, new attitude.
Yeah.
This, like, everybody had to be like, yeah, you serious, and you're like, yeah, you had to have like some extreme attitude. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we're so over that. We're so over that now. Now we want our pansy heroes and stuff like that, you know. Fucking Gen Z, I swear. So I stop. I'm just joking. I'm somewhat joking. All right, but here we go. You got what else we got here? Rumble Roses, all girl mud matches, and PS2's best graphics. Yes, that is a good game. It's a good game to look at. I don't know how it plays, but Lord of the Rings RPG first look. Knights of the Old Republic meets Lord of the Rings. That is a lie. They are lying to you right here. No, it's like I honestly don't know. I mean, I'm just by reading about it. I mean, I the review I read in Game Informer, I forgot what the game. Did they give it an 8 or something? I don't think they gave it a 9, but I don't think they gave it real low, like a 7 either. They gave it an okay review, but it was like you're playing off the off brand of the main characters. You're playing Gandorf, but not a Gandorf. You're playing. You got some hobbits with you, and it's like the thing is, it's like, come on, this can't be real. It's like, oh, we're gonna go on an adventure too. It's like with these guys. So we're the B team, just in case the A team don't do nothing or something like that. I don't know, but
this is the backup plan.
I'm just curious, like, what the hell was the fucking story, with that? But I was curious because I like that universe, but then I was just thinking like just from a continuity thing, I was thinking like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, what is this? Like you should have did what Knights of the Republic did. You should have did like a long time ago or something, where before all this stuff happened. But then I guess you could argue like, oh no, but the elves were this and the humans.
I was gonna
didn't
say
have
then
kingdoms,
it's a Hobbit territory, and then people will be pissed about that.
Yeah, hobbits didn't have like a shire. They were always migrating and stuff like that. And it's like, whatever. But yeah, so that was a big deal though. Like they had an RPG come out, and then people who didn't read about it were disappointed probably when they realized they weren't playing as Frodo or Gandalf. They was playing as these other people that they never heard of. Oh damn, they got a big thing. World's #1 PlayStation 2 magazine up here. Also they got NFL Showdown head to head, Madden NFL 2005 versus ESPN NFL 2005. Is that the last one? Is this the last one for
It might just
Sega?
be, yeah.
Because I did have that one. I mean, technically, I still have it. It's in a box over there, in my closet. But also, this game owns you. You're not an action gamer without Beautiful Joe 2. Yes, that was so true. That was so true.
Come on, Capcom. What are we doing?
I remember one more than 2, even though I did beat 2. But I think I played 1 multiple times. While 2 I played once and beat, and that was it. It's just amazing that this game has not been re-released.
Exactly.
I mean, it's just amazing that of all the games to come out, like, and Capcom re-releasing games that they haven't got anybody to do this is just like, what the hell, man.
Yeah, like even seeing all the Ace Attorneys and whatnot. Like, come on, that game is more popular than this game. Probably because it's gotten 50 million sequels. But also, come on,
and also it's Japanese people love visual novels. I mean, look at all those Japanese visual novels that's on Steam, man. I mean, even though they're all sex stuff, but they love those they love visual novels, and that's just that's a closest like a visual novel / game. I mean, it's just a game. I mean, it has more game to it than visual novels, but they love that stuff, man. So, and plus it's cheaper.
I'm sure that's probably a good portion of it. They probably get a lot more profit off of that.
Yeah, it's actually cheaper. I mean, basically they're making a show without all the animation and voices. No voices too. Come on. Yeah, because I wonder how much the script writers get for like an anime. I don't know how much they get paid.
$2.
Yes. All right, 2 yen.
Rough.
I wonder, does anything cost 2 yen? Because it seems like when I see like simple things that might cost like $1 or $1.50 is like 100 or 1,000 yen. So I was like, what's 2 yen then? It's like what's 1 yen?
A penny.
What's a 1 yen? All right. Where at? Girls of Summer, 10 pages of fun in the sun. Oh yeah, you know what they're showing. Probably showing some Rumble Roses.
Rumble Roses, yeah. DOA.
All right. I think that's all. I think that's everything I read. All right. So what else we have here we got the Game Informer for 2004. And here we go. I remember this magazine. I had this one. World exclusive Metro Prime 2
Oh yeah.
Echoes. And this was cool because this was what, 2004? Didn't Master Chief, when did Call It Halo 2 come out?
That's what I was just thinking about earlier. That sounds right.
Because I want to say that they both came close out, and I was like, wow, it's Metroid and Halo.
Yeah,
like two space age like people in armor, fighting aliens.
Yep.
And like this was cool because this is like the dark and light worlds they had in here, which Nintendo has done a million times, like with Zelda and shit.
It turns out,
now, I'm just surprised that they probably weren't even thinking about saying, hey, make a dark Metroid Prime 2 and a light Metroid Prime 2. So we have two of them, just like we do with like Pokemon, Zelda, and stuff like that. I did play a lot of it, especially when you let me hold it. I just never beat it, and I don't remember it. I remember one just so much more. I really do want to kind of go back to it, like just go back to those three before 4 comes out.
Same, and I wish they would release the alleged remasters that they have sitting on the shelf for 2 and 3.
Yeah, especially 3. Like I just want that just fixed up where I don't have to use motion control, just a regular controller. But yeah, this was huge. Like there's part 2 coming out. People were excited for that. But maybe not the Japanese, because apparently Japanese people don't like Metroid.
No,
not really big in Metroid.
It never sells well over there.
Yeah, they're not into the sci-fi stuff like this. Now, if you see, they should have been showed that like a cute anime girl in here. They would have did at the beginning. That people would have been into it. All right,
show her putting on the suit.
Yeah, exactly. That's what y'all do. Like the Timco one Techno. What's that company called? The one who did DOA. They did their Metroid
Techno.
game.
Yeah,
Techno,
exactly.
The handhelds are up here. You got the DS, the ODS, damn, and the PSP. See the future of handheld gaming. The Legend of Zelda first screens for the Wii version, I think. Is that what that's for? I can't think of any other Zelda like this.
Yeah, well, 2000. It's 2004, right?
But what other Zelda was there?
That's Twilight Princess art.
But Twilight Princess was going to come to the GameCube.
Yeah.
It was going to come to the game. We didn't know it was going to come to the Wii.
Right.
So maybe it is.
Yeah. It's got to be Twilight Princess, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, so, because we didn't know it was coming to the Wii, and so we're still just thinking it's a GameCube game. And we didn't know what it was called. I don't think we had that title yet.
No.
Star Wars Knights of the Republic 2, yes, people were really excited for that. The Sith Lords, and then we got an unfinished game. Just like, it's funny, and did did this, right?
Obsidian.
Yeah. And which they did another unfinished game. And Las Vegas. Like, they just released unfinished games. What else we have here?
Didn't have the funds to finish the games then, Dominic.
What'd you say?
So they just didn't have the funds to finish the games then.
Yeah.
Now they just aren't given the funds to finish the games.
All right, so that's it for 2004. So now we're going back 30 years to 1994, and there's a magazine called EGM2. So EGM2 is it's EGM, but it's they had like another publication where it mostly dealt with I think they said imports and stuff like that. They didn't have like a review page or anything. It was another way for them to make money.
Exactly.
Anyway, but they did have an EGM one, which it did have like Mortal Kombat in the front with kind of like this art style somewhat. But I chose this one instead because this was funnier looking. And just seeing this art style like M. Bison just punching
Kintaro.
What was his name? Kintaro, yeah. Oh man, like Super Street Fighter 2 versus Mortal Kombat 2. Find out which game is the best. Well, I mean, I prefer Mortal Kombat, but I think back then I would have said Street Fighter though. I think I was
Yeah.
more of a Street Fighter fan then. Yeah,
For
I
me,
was
it was
definitely
all
probably
about
more Street.
MK at that point.
Yeah, I wasn't. I mean, I liked MK. I mean, I really enjoyed it, but I think I think I just like Street Fighter, and then I think MK I start liking more. Probably it's a little bit even before the nine came out.
Yeah.
Baby, I just started appreciating that more. Because I think I started liking
You
more.
like
Because I started
DC
liking,
versus Mortal Kombat, even, right?
yeah, yeah, I like that. But I liked Tekken more than Street Fighter. I started liking Tekken more than Street Fighter. I even liked the Soul Calibur, all the 3D games because
Yeah.
I like the 3D games, DOA and stuff more than Street Fighter. Street Fighter was just basically my 2D 16-bit era stuff. All right, System Wars, first hand zone test of Saturn, 32X, PlayStation, and Neo Geo
Oh
CD-ROM.
man.
Ooh, man, yeah. Plus Echo 2. Yeah, Echo the Dolphin 2. Bloodstorm, Blackthorn. Oh, Blackthorn.
Okay.
Dynamite Hitty. Oh, Dynamite Hitty. When are they gonna bring that back?
No.
Contra Hardcore and World Heroes 2 Jet. And what they got here? Oh, they got here transform the Genesis and the Sega CD into an arcade game. That's what my sister had. And no, but she had I think she had the old Genesis with this. Did she have the old Genesis or the new Genesis with this? I know she had the Sega. She had the Sega. No, I think she had the new Genesis. I think she had the newer. Yeah, she had the newer Genesis. This hooked up because it was easier to hook up. I had to put special things to put in my old Genesis to put the 32X in. But yeah, man, it was. I was so jealous. I was like, wow, man, you got all these games that you don't play. So man, I'm so pissed off. Because you had your fairy godmother or whatever, man. That's why I think that's what I used to call it because I didn't just say God. I said fairy godmother. They're fairy godmothers. All right. Oh, look. Oh, yeah. Super Nintendo, Genesis, Sega CD, 3DO, Jaguar, import, and arcade. Oh, you can win a Bloodstorm arcade machine, Daniel.
Sweet.
I don't remember Bloodstorm. I gotta see what it looks like.
That sounds like the game from Simpsons.
It really does.
Is that Bone Storm? I think that's Bone Storm.
And this is a fighting game. It got a guy who looks like Johnny Cage playing it. Like I'm looking at this art style of the game right here. Like who the fuck that supposed to be?
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
This game doesn't look that great.
Can't say that's very surprising.
I mean, look at it.
Bloodstorm.
I mean, compared to if I'm looking at Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat.
Need high res images. Oh my goodness. What is happening there? Fallout versus Talon. This is like the worst of both worlds. They're like, here's some really bad artwork and also some really bad, like, rendered looking people. Oh man,
I think I
that's
see
brutal,
the thing.
though. This arcade long
You gotta look
play.
at
This guy got his eye cut
poster
out
of-
and got eviscerated.
I just want to know who is that supposed to be? Johnny? Like who is that supposed to be? Who's
Mirage.
like playing the game?
A lot of ladies
shirt
with
off
not a
and
lot of
glasses.
clothing. Oh, you can perform exorcisms, Dominic.
Oh, it does say Johnny Cage. It says Daniel,
Oh no, they got the guy.
Cassini,
They got Johnny
who
Cage.
starred as Johnny Cage and Mortal Kombat, has switched to Bloodstorm.
Oh no.
They say he switched to Bloodstorm. What a loser.
Thought he was gonna get his cut, Dominic.
All right, so that is it. No, that's not it. I got one more. Got the last one here. Computer Gaming World in 1994. This magazine, they have Doom 2 on the cover. exclusive. This huge game. I mean, I don't know, because I didn't know, man, I wasn't really into the gaming space on PC, so
Yeah.
I didn't really know much about it. And like what games were there, I only knew about it because my dad would have it. So I honestly didn't know when Doom 2 came out.
Yeah, I feel like I came to both of those games like after Doom 2 was already out.
Yeah,
maybe.
exactly. I think I played Doom. Yeah, Doom when Doom 1. I think I should actually play Doom 2 before Doom 1, maybe. Honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think my dad had Doom 2, and I think I was like, where's Doom? And something like that. Like, what is
And
Doom?
he was
And
like,
I played
here's
that,
Doom, and it scared the crap
and
out
this
of
is, it looks the same, but it not as good. I mean, but it being is still all right. Doom 2 came out in 90. It came out in 94. But so we're coming up to an anniversary then soon.
me. Man.
But let me get back to the magazine. Where the hell? Where I go? Where I have the picture at? I lost my picture dang. Oh, there it is. All right. So what we got here? So Doom is coming out. This is the biggest thing for PC gaming basically around now. Also, they have Pagan Ultima 8. Is that still the same thing as Ultima Online or anything?
I have no idea. But it sounds like they were pretty far into the series in the early 90s already.
Yeah. Dragon Sphere, Great Naval Battles 2.
Oh,
Aegis.
sweet.
I know Aegis, but it's more of a newer version that was on the arcade, Xbox Live Arcade. I don't know if that's the same one. Let me see. I know Aegis Wing. Aegis Wing. I don't know Aegis. Let me see. Aegis 1994. If it even came out then, I have no idea. Yeah, it's a aerial battle thing. Maybe it's the same thing. I have no idea. In-depth strategies for F-14, Fleet Defender, Aces over Europe, Merchant Prince. Man, these are some games over here.
Sound
Man.
like some early 90s games, all right.
Yeah. Sneak preview of Aces of the Deep.
It's got to be a
Secrets
sub
of the
game, right?
Yeah, Secrets of the Computer Game Developers. They all nerds who do it in their garages. They all make these games in garages.
And they will all be rich.
Yep, they will all be super rich. And then all of them have like some type of lawsuit against them for doing stuff. For stealing people's ideas or some sexual harassment or whatever. But they have the lawyers to pay for it. But yeah, man, Doom 2, man, that's the biggest thing up here, really. That's the only game I think I played on this thing, that I said up here.
Looks like a cover of like an early romance novel.
Yeah, you know, it does. Yeah, it really does. Like the art is really like that, just the stuff with the monster. But yeah, it should be like I'm surprised you Doom, you didn't really have a woman in there. There was no woman.
No.
In Doom. They all died.
Although this is when Doom Guy was still a guy and not just like this faceless figure.
This is the time when the incels. This is the time incels want to go back to. So yes, where games with just men, or if it was a woman, it was a woman with big boobies, and
yes, we saw from Bone Storm or Bloodstorm or whatever. That's what they wanted.
It was like they looked attractive and not ugly like that new Fable woman. But that's it, man. So we'll take a quick break when we get to the gaming news.
All right.
And we're back. Now let's get to the gaming news. What we got, Dan?
All right, Dominic. Arc Systems and Ukes are teaming up to make a new fully three-dimensional Double Dragon game called Double Dragon Revive. There's a trailer out there now. Honestly, having heard about this before I saw the trailer, I was like, oh, well, I hadn't heard Ukes was involved, but I just heard ArcSys was working on one. And I was like, oh, that could be really cool, especially like with the art style that they typically use for their fighting game. But this just kind of feels a little generic, honestly. And I don't know who's handling what. So if it's like Ukes is handling the fighting system in it, and ArcSys is doing, I guess, the visuals. I don't know. Like this it doesn't interest me nearly as much as what I had initially heard about it. Neon was pretty cool art style wise. They made some neat choices, but I would have really loved to see a 3D engine wise, but 2D Arc Systems style beat 'em up using one of their kind of fighting systems as well.
Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously we haven't seen a lot of this. This is kind of just a teaser trailer that they've shown off, but man, the potential there was like huge, and visually I'm just like, this seems kind of uninspired, to be honest with you. So you know what? Did I see this? I don't know if I've seen this yet. Do I still have it open here?
So they're using, so it's Double Dragon, and yeah, I don't think I ever seen it. It's just a regular beat 'em up, right?
I can't quite tell. They're saying fully 3D, so I think the navigation might be like third person 3D. I'm kind of hoping it's just because all the visuals in the trailer make it look kind of like it's still, on a 2D plane. So I'm hoping it's more of that, just because I feel like that works better. But I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, I'm looking at this trailer now.
Yeah, like it's not a bad looking game. It's just kind of uninspired is more what I get than anything.
It looks like the Street Fighter.
Yeah, but not like a step down from that almost.
Yeah, I know, yeah, but I'm just saying interesting. I mean, I'm glad it's not just, the looking like Double Dragon, the original 8-bit or something. I'm glad it's not that.
Yeah.
But yeah, all right. I mean, we'll see.
Yeah. All right, and some other news, we got Star Wars Bounty Hunter is getting an enhanced edition. This is the Jango Fett game from the GameCube, Xbox, PS2 era. That's coming out August 1st, so pretty soon. And
I was excited for this game when I first heard about it back then, and then when I saw the reviews and stuff, I was like, oh, so it's not worth it.
Same.
And I was like, darn, at least hope it was better than the movie.
And
it
got
cool
pretty
movie,
middling reviews back in the day. And apparently there was a thing in the game, what they're calling an Easter egg. Honestly, it sounds like a broken promise, but you turn in all your bounties and you get to play as Boba Fett. And apparently that wasn't actually a thing in that game, but now you will be able to play as Boba Fett in this game. So it's really crappy of the original game, but at least they're making right, I guess, in this version.
What does it matter? He's just him anyway.
I was gonna say it's the level of skill it took to actually just make that happen is seemingly pretty low. It's just its skin change basically. So the fact that they didn't do that in that first game is kind of baffling. All right, and some other new announcement news, Dominic. We got Planet Coaster 2. That's coming out this year. It's going to have water attractions this year, and they're going to be showing off gameplay of it later in the month of July here. So,
and for some reason, I thought Planet Coaster 2 already came out. That's how long the first one has been going on. And I was very confused.
And I was confused this with the other one that came out around kind of the same time. What was that one called?
Other one that came out at the same time.
Maybe I'm just confusing it with something entirely different. Is this the one that you liked but was a little too complicated?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is the one.
This is that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Planet Coaster. Yeah, it was too deep. It might be better. Maybe the console versions make it a whole lot better. Like when I was playing on PC. Excuse me. It was, man, like, I didn't know. It just didn't hold your hand, and I needed to hold my hand.
Yeah.
I was lost, and I was crying. But yeah, it's a lot of depth into it, man. I was like, darn, man, I just wanted to be like how Roller Coaster Tycoon was. Like,
Right.
you give me a scenario, and then I can kind of build things around the part that's probably already kind of pre-made, and build from there. And then that's how I kind of learned the game, and then I can try to do my own thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was just like, I didn't know what the fuck to do.
All right. Next up, Dominic, here's the positive side of the Game Pass before we go the other direction.
I mean, they didn't have water attractions before?
No, this is like full water theme park kind of thing.
No, I seen it. I mean, I seen the stuff, but I was just like, I didn't realize that they didn't have that before.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was mostly, just roller coaster based. So, all right. They had to leave room for themselves to expand on it and make a second game. So the next one you'll have like space flights or something, or dark rides or whatever. All right. Yeah. So Game Pass is coming to the Amazon Fire Stick, Dominic. So you will not need an Xbox console if you want to stream to that. Previously, it was exclusive to Samsung TVs.
Will it be on all Fire Sticks, like even ones people currently have?
I don't know. I'm sure there's some kind of restrictions there. Some of the older ones maybe are not going to be able to handle this, but I'm pretty sure the ones we have now, well.
Yeah, because I wonder, can they even read the controller? Will they be able to?
Oh, that's a good question. I guess I didn't consider that, because there was talk of like, of them doing like a straight to the cloud style with Wi-Fi built in. I would wonder if they were going in that direction. Let's see. The Xbox app was initially made available only on the Fire TV 4K Max in 2023, or the 2023 version, and the Fire TV Stick 4K 2023 version, and will be identical to the same app available on the Samsung, Xbox. All you'll need is a compatible Fire TV stick and a Bluetooth-enabled wireless controller and an Xbox Ultimate Pass. Okay, sticks marked the first time. Okay, yeah, so it is going to be limited to those two, unfortunately. It sounds like the two that came out last year, the 4K Max and the Stick 4K. So, I mean, that's a start. I mean, I've said for a long time now that it was kind of crazy to me that they went the Xbox One Series S route instead of just having like a super low cost way of streaming this stuff. And now we know a little bit more about how like the streaming stuff costs them a lot of money because people aren't using it. And I can't help but wonder if that's because, it's not accessible. So I guess we will see that maybe go up now. But this is kind of the good news side of things, is Xbox expands more into availability like they've been saying they're going to. The flip side of the coin, though, Dominic, is that Game Pass is getting restructured. These have been rumors that have been happening for quite a while now. It is also getting price increases, just mere like 13 months after the last price increase. So basically, Game Pass for consoles is going away for new users. You're no longer going to be able to sign up for it. Game Pass for console, if you're subscribed to it already, it will let you, continue on grandfathered for now. That is going to be replaced by Game Pass Standard, which is dropping day one releases, is dropping EA Play, and your ability to stream the game. So basically, all of the functionality besides the library, kind of bringing it in line with Game Pass Core, which is just like that smaller library. Now, Game Pass Standard will include online, which Game Pass Gold or Game Pass Core, which was just basically Xbox Live.
Man, they just really confusing with these names.
Oh,
See, these names are horrible.
It's awful. They basically turned this into PlayStation, which is a point we will get to.
But they're branding just like Xbox branding since like 360.
Yeah.
Like 360, only reason that's good because it's the only one after Xbox.
Right.
But
and it was a higher number than PlayStation 3, so they got that right.
But yeah, just had the 3. But it's like, yeah, man, this branding, like they could. I mean, even if you don't do numbers, call it something else.
Yeah.
I mean, it could call Xbox.
They could have just kept Xbox
distinctive.
Live as like, this is the thing that is the online portion of this. But yeah, it's wild to me that they killed that branding. So that's going to be $15 a month. And then you have PC Game Pass, which is going from $10 a month to $12 a month. That will retain the getting games on day one, which I think is mostly because like the numbers just aren't there yet. Like, I don't think they've reached peak saturation. So they're like, oh, we can still get some PC players to sign up for Game Pass if we keep the new games there. Now Game Pass Ultimate is going to continue on with having everything. That's going from $17, which it raised up to in June of last year, to now $20 a month. And it was $15 as of, before June of last year. So we're now talking about, paying the same thing as last year and getting a completely feature stripped version, or paying $5 more than, 13, 14 months ago, effectively. And now having to do that. This is, we know why this is happening. They promised Call of Duty would be a part of Game Pass. They were like, that game sells a lot. How can we get more money out of Game Pass if people are just going to play it through there? Or how can we incentivize people to buy it if they don't want Game Pass? Obviously, this comes on the heels of them saying that they were not going to raise the prices of Game Pass because of the Activision deal. And obviously now they've actually done that twice since then. Not necessarily breaking that promise because, of course, it was worded as vaguely as possible, I'm sure. They'll just say, oh, everybody's raising prices, so we feel like we had to raise prices to, continue with our business, in spite of them, I'm sure, being quite profitable. Things like this, especially having seen everything else go up in price and this now go up in price just a mere, year apart. It's wild to me because you and I both know that wages are not increasing at the rate that these prices are increasing. If you're just talking about like simple inflation, we're talking about the price of this going up, 17% and 13% from the first time and the next time, respectively. Or this time in the first time, respectively. Like, nobody's wages are increasing by that much, or if at all. And it is getting aggravating to be a consumer of anything at this point. For me, I think this move would absolutely drive me away from Game Pass if I didn't feel like at least you're getting some value out of this. That's why I've kept Game Pass as long as I have, because I obviously like the convenience of when there is a game that I want to play. I appreciate
that, Daniel.
What's that?
I appreciate that.
Well, but that's the reality of it, is like you just are able to spend more time on it and are getting the worth out of it that I think is there. Because I don't think with these price increases that it's now a bad service. We've talked for a very long time about it being a great deal. The problem is that the deal factor of it is definitely decreasing.
Oh, yeah.
But if you have the ability to take advantage of how large the library is and all the new games that come out, then I think there's still a lot of value there.
Well, I'll just get in real quick. Because I was reading, somebody says that some people said like, oh, this deal is not worth it for me. But like someone says like, look, yeah, I hate that it's going up, but if I do the math, it's still worth it for me because I'm playing these games.
Right.
And if I just go ahead and buy those games or whatever, I was playing, it'll be cost more,
Right.
like that I pay for them, and then I might not, and I don't know if I won't like them. Really, it's yeah, because like if you play the library's there, and you play those games, it is still going to be worth it. You still if you do the math of like how much they cost, how much these games cost that you would probably buy or something, it probably like this is still a deal. And if you're a guy you're not really seeing a whole lot of interest in the games you are playing, not even up there, you have to buy them anyway. Then no, it's not going to be worth it for you. But it probably wasn't worth it for you even before. Yeah. I mean, you probably maybe was on the edge though. You probably just keep it just because, and now it's just like this is the way just for you to finally just cut ties with it. Maybe this is like then I wasn't really paying, man. I wasn't really using it that much before, but now it's going up. I definitely going to have to just go ahead and just cancel. But yeah, like but now I think it's more now in the camp of you looking at the PlayStation and saying like, hey, what kind of deal they have and is it worth it?
Yeah,
maybe. If I go over there, if I have both systems or something. Though, like I said, the PlayStation, the only downside is the PC part for me is that I can't play those games on PC. They don't have a thing where I can play the PC version of this and still just play for PlayStation Plus. They don't have that deal like Microsoft has. Excuse me. So that's really the downside on that.
And maybe with them building out their launcher and their accounts, it will be coming, and then we're getting very close to Microsoft's offering.
I hope something's competitive. Yeah. I do want something competitive. So I hope they do. But I just don't like that Microsoft is raising its price without. I feel like they should raise the price, like you said. Like I feel like it should be at minimum 2 years. And then I really want it after Call of Duty, not before. Yeah. After Call of Duty, after Avowed, and after at least one more other game from the first party. Like I think, and then I think they could raise the price because I feel like it's just not. I don't know why. Like you're raising the price now. You're not. Yeah. You haven't
delivered.
Delivered, yeah.
We've
and
been
like
paying
I said, like
for the promise of these games for a very long time, and now that the games are finally seemingly coming, you're trying to gouge us, basically.
Yeah, and the games they have delivered, Halo Infinite, Red Fall, and StarCraft.
Starfield.
Excuse me, I said StarCraft. Sorry.
If Starfield, only they could deliver StarCraft.
Yeah, I wish they would deliver StarCraft. Damn. Those are really the three big first party games that they deliver. Oh, damn it. Hold on. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm back. So, between those three games, one of them, I'm really just got the campaign because the multiplayer is free.
Yeah.
And so that's it for Halo. It's just the campaign part. I mean, that's nice, but that's not the same. It's not the same because it's like half a game.
Yeah.
Really. Because multiplayer is where y'all make your money. Redfall was a disaster. That it turned out to be not a good game. And StarCraft. Now, StarCraft, I mean, people some argue it's not a good game, but overall, I mean, it's still a game. It's still a functioning game, so good or bad. Good or bad, I mean, I like it. But good or bad, it is a full game. That's it. That's really it then, to me. As far as like the big heavy hitter that people got to play on Game Pass that you can't get free, or else. Yeah. That's like the only game. I mean, Hi-Fi West was a surprise or whatever, and then we always see like the results for that weren't, I guess, good for you, so you had to put it on the other consoles and stuff like that, which is fine. I mean, I don't care. Like you put on other consoles, that's good. For them, I mean, more people can play the game. But there's no other really big heavy hitter. I mean, yeah, I guess you could argue about all the other Xbox games that are up there from the past that you can play for free up there. But I'm just talking about like just for new, because the new stuff is really what gets people going. Really, that's the ones you really advertise. And you haven't. And I feel like Darn, you should have. Well, I guess Diablo, which is not, it's not exclusive though, because that's on everything.
Right.
It's just that I can get it for free on Xbox. But you don't. You haven't done anything. Like, you didn't even put like a whole bunch of Activision games or something to really make it like, hey, yeah, the price increased, but look all these Activision games we're putting out right now and stuff like that. Or like, look all these new games we got is going to be out now. Like before, or at least on the day this price increase is going to happen. That's the problem I have, is that, man, yeah, your deliveries is all potential. It's all potential, and I just, yeah, that's what sucks. And yeah, it's getting tired of this, man. It's like these game companies, they're all fucking, they're screwing us over.
Yes.
They're all just screwing us over, man. And like, it's so sad, because like I said, when you look at this generation, games are still coming, like the PlayStation side, games are still coming on PS4, and it's like, it's nothing really taking advantage of the full potential of the PlayStation. And they're already coming out with the upgraded version, and it's like, dude, man, did you even take full advantage of the one you have? I mean, what the fuck is this? Like, you're coming out with the new one.
Yep.
Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, it really is. Sure.
So yeah, whoa, damn. This guy just hit. I'm watching the Orioles Yankee game right now, and it looked like that was almost a home run by Judge. Ooh. Jesus. But yeah, so it's just doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. Like these like I said, these game companies, PlayStation, like taking full advantage. Nintendo still being Nintendo. I mean, of course, they barely. I mean, you see some sales of games that go down, but not by much. I mean, the lowest you probably get occasionally with not the digital, but sometimes with the actual physical. Sometimes I see them like at Walmart or something. Hey, 35 something for a first party game. And I was like, oh, I say, I guess that's pretty good. But that's like, man, you gotta be looking for that. And maybe you might see some of this Prime sales coming up. But they're not. I mean, the economy, that is one thing, but we know that everybody's trying to make as much dollar as they can. Like, it's not that they'll just fall under. Yeah. If they do something that's consumer friendly, they're not going to just fall under. No. They're just choosing not to.
The thing I hate,
maximize their money
in a move like this is like you mentioned, you're just looking for something competitive, and we were really hoping that PlayStation would be competing with Xbox, because Xbox had the advantages. You know, they had all the things tied in, they had the streaming and all that. But instead, what this feels like is Microsoft realizing that they need to compete with Sony. So they're like, oh yeah, the bonuses, like the day one releases, those are going to come at an extra cost. Those are going to come at a a $3 increase or whatever it was. Whereas like, oh yeah, you can get a similar service to what PlayStation is offering you for $15. And it's like, that's not really where I wanted this to go. And yeah, it's frustrating because, everything is getting more expensive. And like the thing that's so crazy to me is like, they don't even offer a yearly, bundle with a discount, because like that almost incentivizes me to go, okay, I'm going to cancel this until there's like several new games that I want to play back to back. And then I'll sign back up for a month or two, play those games, and then cancel again. Which seems almost kind of crazy to me, instead of trying to lock people in, because that's what all these other streaming services are doing. And that's honestly what these other streaming services have gotten me to do. Because I'm like, if I'm going to save a month or a month and a half worth of cost, then I know I'm going to just keep this around anyway, even if I am not necessarily using it just out of, simplicity's sake and convenience, because it's like, oh, maybe one day my daughter wants to watch something on Disney Plus, but another day she wants to watch something on Paramount. So like, I guess I'll just keep Paramount around instead of just saying, hey, we're not watching Paw Patrol anymore or whatever. And the same for me. It's not just, her, it's me. It's like, oh, today I want to watch the Bears. So I wish I had Hulu, but I don't. So maybe I should sign up for that. And tomorrow I'm going to want to watch Game of Thrones or House of the Dragon or whatever. So I guess I got to keep Max for now. They're at least playing that. They're playing me well. Whereas Xbox is very much like, I don't think you want my money anymore. Especially if you can't deliver on the games that you continually promise and have not up till this point.
Yeah, I guess they're getting their market. I mean, there's still value for like just probably maybe the casual guy, like who doesn't really care, like, oh, first party. They don't distinguish first party from anything else.
Yeah.
Like somebody like that, they're probably just fine. And maybe that's what it is. They just saying like, look, man, we're just gonna maximize our money, and we can do this and still feel like we'll get the profit that we want, at least, and without having to really put out games like that, like have the games ready like that.
Yeah,
like, they're gonna come, but we don't have to have them there to incentivize you to either stay or whatever. I think they feel like that they don't have to, and I mean which is damn, it sucks. It's like, darn, they don't have to. PlayStation only have to get much better than where they at then.
Exactly. They're almost lowering the bar effectively, it feels like. Unless
Nintendo,
PlayStation,
this ain't going to even drop.
Hell no.
They barely even got their, man, they can't even get their store together.
I would love for them, they've got this partnership with Nvidia to do their chipsets and whatnot. I would love for them to work with Nvidia to realize that there's some potential there with GeForce Now running on a Nintendo Switch 2 or something like that. I know in the world of reality that's not feasible, but like, it's right there. Why wouldn't you?
Well, I just want, like, Microsoft finally got their games up there. I just want them to partner and be like, can you just make that part of Game Pass, man, so we can I can play that
so we can use the better service.
Yeah. Yeah. The better service, and it looks better. Darn. For the PC crowd, for the PC gamers, man. Darn.
Nope. Additional cost, Dominic. You're gonna keep it that way for sure. Even though,
like, you have two subscriptions, like you have to have, you can Game Pass with Nvidia's thing. It's like, wait a minute, you tell me I gotta pay 2 subscriptions? What the fuck?
Yep, that's exactly it. Everybody's got to get their beak wet, Dominic. That's what it is. So, yeah, I am. I think it's been a growing trend with me over the past year or so now with Xbox, and just kind of being disillusioned with the choices that they're making. But this is another one that's just like another stab in the heart for someone who very much championed the service is now just like, man, it's right. I never should have, sided with anything. It's not to say, the whole reason we did, because we thought there was value there, and it is a better service offered than PlayStation.
It was value. Yeah.
But
it was value.
Yeah. Now, not so sure. So that's
I mean, it did get PlayStation to change the Play Now thing.
Yeah.
It did get that. But I don't know how much further they're going to go. I mean, they are. They're not in a rush. Put it like that. It doesn't seem like they're in a rush.
No, not at all. All right, Dominic. That's really the gaming news that I saw over these past couple of weeks. Was there anything else that you maybe remember seeing that sticks out that you wanted to address?
let me just look at
Sure.
here real quick. I did see a YouTube video of this. This is good for. Oh my God, is this a home run? Yes, it is. Man, god damn. In the first freaking inning,
Rough.
Orioles, man, are you serious? I'm changing it. I can't do it.
They'll do this to yourself, Dominic.
All right, so what we have here. Oh yes, like I said, I saw on a YouTube guy, a Japanese guy. So this is good for the validation for the people who feel like Ubisoft is being racist by putting a black guy in a Japanese game. Apparently, a Japanese story. Because he said that he doesn't like agree with them doing this. That he said, I've been finally waiting all this time for them to do a story in Japan, and they don't have a Japanese man there. And I'm just like, yo, this is so dumb. I mean, I'm so glad there was people down there though who are reasonable, and because somebody see, I didn't know this about Neo. Honestly, the guy I saw in the front, even though he looked white, I just thought like maybe he's a. That's just one of those things. Like I look at anime when I think they're just white people.
Yeah,
I just thought that was the thing, but apparently that is a white dude. Because some guy was like,
yeah, no, he's a foreigner.
Nobody was mad at Neo for being a white dude in a samurai game. So what's the issue here? It's like all other Assassin's Creeds were never based on a real person. The main protagonist was never based on somebody who was actually real.
Yeah.
There was always around people who were real. This is the first time that that's happened. That they did that. That they actually used somebody who was real, but still not. It's not going to be real, of course. But it's like this is somebody says. And somebody says like, but you still got the Japanese woman. What is the issue here? And like. This person's real. It's like, what's the? It's like somebody said what I said. So y'all just say y'all don't like black people. Just say that, or just say you're not comfortable playing with a black person. Just say that. Like it just be so like you said, the mental gymnastics of going through the excuses to why you want to be a Japanese person is just astounding. Because I bet you now, where there have been complaints about if there was a white dude going in, there will have. Like from the other side, like from the people who are okay with this, they would be complaining because they were saying like, why are you doing whitewashing and stuff? Yeah. While the people who are not okay with the black dude would be okay with that though. They would be okay. Now there's probably some there's probably some people who are saying the same thing, but I just think they're not thinking logically, period. It's like, you just, listen, this is not the game you wanted. Okay? You had a game that you had in your mind that you want. This isn't it. And that's okay. But there are games that are that.
Yeah.
You're just mad it's not the Assassin's Creed that's that.
Right.
But there are games that's that. And so, fine. And then, like, and then somebody in the comments, he said he was black and he said he agreed with the guy that this, and he said, signed the petition. I said, petition? There's a petition to stop the game. He said, maybe the guy in the video said that. I didn't watch the whole thing.
Change.org, Dominic.
They petitioned to get the game stopped. I said, y'all people. See, this is why I hate God. This is why I hate people. It's like, is it even that for something I don't like? Like, this is entertainment. At the end of the day, this is entertainment. Is it worth it? Like, is it worth your time?
It is when it takes me 5 seconds to sign this petition, Dominic.
Is it worth your time? There's more important things happening in the world that should be discussed, or even like some type of petition or whatever. But you wasted on this. This is why I don't like shit. People like you. Like I literally hope you suffer. Like I literally will. Like I will hope people like that suffer, because I was like, wow, you are a waste of space here, because you're literally taking something that you shouldn't even give a shit about and putting so much effort in when there's more important shit out there to care about.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, what the fuck?
But to
like, this
those people, Dominic,
this.
this is the most important thing. This is what I have. I have video games. And you're trying to ruin them by putting real people in my Assassin's Creed.
He trying to speak all nice and stuff like, and say how, like, to sound like he's being reasonable of saying why this is wrong. Not realizing, it's like, man, you know so little. Or you're so ignorant. You're so very ignorant, man. Like, you have no idea. Like, you have no idea how ignorant you are. Like, it's just ridiculous that you feel like like you feel like a victim of some shit about because they put a black man in a game that's based in Japan. Like, what the fuck? Like, what the hell is wrong with you? Like, get help. Oh, did you see that Red Letter Media video I told you about?
The Acolyte one?
Yeah.
I watched it, but what was it, like a week and a half ago now, and honestly, a lot of it went in one ear and out the other. Like, I get I got the general point. It felt kind of South Parky in a way. Like, kind of straddled both sides of it. Like, yeah, I don't need this specific type of character. I just want a good character kind of thing.
Yeah. But I don't know. To me, see, I always felt like they were more on the side that I agree with. That, yeah, they want a good movie.
Yeah,
like I said, they don't care. Like, they don't mind it if it's
no, absolutely.
This person's
sorry if that's not what I was implying. That's what I meant. Is yeah, they don't really care if you've got black, white, purple, pink, whatever. They just want it to be a good movie and a good story at the end of the day.
Yeah, but they do find those people ridiculous though. That who are saying that it's woke and they're because like the guy said, like, if you don't like something, he doesn't watch it. He's like, right. I don't watch it anymore. But these people seem like they keep watching and they talk about each episode.
Oh, 100%. There are so many people just hate watching things now that it is what it is.
Yeah.
And I can't say I avoid that entirely. I mean, even looking back at like the Trump presidency, like I was probably watching more political things than I had ever watched in the past, just to be like, oh my God, what is he doing? I just hate this. And I can make the argument that it's like, oh, I was staying informed or whatever. And at least with that, there is some legitimacy to that. Whereas like most of these people are complaining about entertainment. It's entertainment.
I'm about to say. I mean, I get what you're saying though. I do get that. Yeah.
But it's easy to fall into the hate watch
have looked
trap.
At it otherwise. Yeah. You would have looked at it probably otherwise. Because if Trump was just a boring Republican, even though he did things wrong, you probably wouldn't have looked at it.
Yeah. Yeah, so like it's
if he was like a George Bush or something.
Yeah.
Like the first one.
Okay, I was gonna say
the first one.
Come on, W was just as entertaining.
Oh no! I'm about to say W. No, W. I wanted him to win because I like the SNL skits. That's the only reason I wanted him to win. I didn't vote for him the second. Because that's the only time I could vote.
Yeah,
was his second term. I didn't vote for him, and I definitely. So this is the first term when. Because I had government class the same year as W, so I was so the teachers asked us, like, because we were all looking at the debates and stuff. We had homework and stuff based on that. He asked who you vote for, and I said W. A lot of people actually had George Bush, and I was telling people like why, and something like that, and then some people their reasoning wasn't great. I mean, it was high school freaking kids, and I mean my reason wasn't great either, But I think I was the only one who was being honest and like, right. No, I think he's out of the two. I think Gore is better for me, but I just want the jokes on SNL. The Gore is funny only with Bush though. I was like, I can't see him by himself. Being that funny.
Does not stand on its own.
Yeah, I mean, I like that guy who plays as him because he was good as Bill Clinton.
Yeah,
I forgot the guy's name. And I'm like, he does a good Gore. But it's like Farrell as George Bush was funny as shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm sorry. I went to SNL, and then my teacher was like, "Oh, I'm more of a Mad TV guy," and I was like, shut up. And I was like, no. I mean, I like Mad TV too, but I was like, dude, but that's like, I mean, based on the presidency stuff, that SNL was killing it with the Bush. It was like, yeah,
I can't think of a single
TV
thing that Mad TV did politically, honestly.
Yeah. I was like, I'm more a Mad TV guy. I was like, shut up. I was like, what the hell? It's like, well, you can. It's like, dude, they show this stuff on the news sometimes, those little skits and stuff like that. I was like, dude, get a tape recorder then. Fuck. But yeah. Oh yeah, we can stop now. Darren, I forgot we're still recording.
All right. Real quick, we'll get into new releases, Dominic. Since we last recorded, we got Beyond Good and Evil 20th
Oh my
anniversary
goodness, I gotta
edition.
play a lot of games, yo, because I don't think I recorded much that's gonna cover this shit.
All right.
Did you record any Elden Ring?
Yeah, I got some Elden Ring. I'll put it up.
Oh, okay.
All right, we got PC, Nintendo Switch, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series of Beyond Good and Evil. Yeah, it's that game. We got Super Monkey Ball Banana Rumble. That's out on Nintendo Switch. You know, that is the new one that's got the multiplayer mode with like up to 40 people.
I thought this shit was like free to play online.
No. Nope, not like that. We also got Luigi's Mansion 2 HD on the Switch. That's just Dark Moon, but you know, up-resed.
I got that shit. See, I get the Luigi Mansion all because I know they got 3.
Yeah.
I just could have sworn. So the other HD one was just the first one.
Did they do one? They didn't do another HD one, did they?
Did they do a one? I thought they did one before 3.
Oh, I don't remember.
Oh, so maybe it was always 2. And I just thought. I mean, when they were talking about 2, I thought it already came out or something.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, because I don't remember them doing 1, even though it feels like they should have.
So the DS was just a 2. Was there another version of the DS one?
Yeah, no, the DS one was just 2. It was Dark Moon is what they called it. Now they're just calling it 2. This is effectively Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon HD.
Yeah, they just dumb like Michael Bay with that title shit. Like it's called Dark of the Moon. What was the part 3? Transformers 3?
Yeah.
Was it called? Not even called Dark Side of the Moon.
No,
Dark of the Moon.
Moon.
And then this is called Dark Moon. I mean, what the fuck? It's like I don't get it.
Yeah. All right, next up we have Final Fantasy, what is this, 14, Dawn Trail. This is the expansion for the MMO game. People were pretty optimistic on this, it seems like. So that's out now on PC, PS4, PS5, and Xbox. So got your Final Fantasy on the Xbox, Dominic. This is the one to play. We also have the First Descendant. That's out on PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X.
What Final Fantasy was this? I'm sorry.
The Dawn Trail. That's the expansion for Final Fantasy 14, that MMO. So,
darn it.
Yeah. First Descendant is a looter shooter. It's kind of, they got that like futuristic Japanese vibe, similar to, what was that sexy game that everybody was mad wasn't sexy enough? Stellar Blade.
Oh, Stellar Blade?
Kind of reminds me of that a lot.
It really does? It does that? Right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It does. There's maybe less like grotesque
he played with the
creatures.
long woman then, on the guy I was watching. She had no ass. No.
Well, those were the aspects that they removed from that game. Censorship and whatnot, Dominic. All right. Then
I ain't talking about Stellar Blade. I ain't talking about Stellar Blade. I was talking about the Ascendants.
Yeah.
The woman he was playing.
Yeah, I'm saying that's the toned down version of that world.
But is this game made by Japanese?
That's a good question. I think I assumed it was because it like reminds me of like almost a Platinum game, like that one third person shooter they made. Like artistically, it reminded me of that. Nexon, it's Korean.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Descendants. Oh, okay. All right. I mean, yeah, I guess I can see that.
All right. Zenless Zone Zero, Dominic, do you have any interest in this one? This is like the MiHoYo-verse type game, like what is that game called? Genshin Impact type thing.
Oh, I gotta look at it. is it free to play? Is it what is it?
Honestly, I'm not totally sure. It is on iOS and Android, so I want to say it probably is.
Like I want to like Genshin Impact and the other one. It's like I want to play just to know what exactly you do. Like what is it, and what is they trying to make you buy exactly? Like what is the point where where's the part of the game where it gets you like, oh, I should put some money into this to make it.
Because from what I played of Genshin, it didn't seem like there was, like much force to make me do that. I know there were like different characters and stuff, but I never had that draw. Now I didn't get entirely that far in the game, but at the same time, it just doesn't seem like the type of game and gameplay that would necessarily necessitate me getting.
Oh yeah, I get that.
Spending money to get like another character. Like, oh man, I gotta see what somebody else looks like in this world. So yeah, and then the last game we got here, Dominic, is Angerfoot. That is the one that I played the demo of, and it made me very sick. I got a 9 on Game Informer, so I want to play that game, but I'm afraid, honestly.
You said it made you sick.
Yeah, like sick? I don't know what it was. I don't know if I got like motion sickness from it or what, but I physically felt ill after playing that game, even though I thought it was really cool. That was back when they did like the Steam Next Fest demo, I think sometime last year.
Yeah, I don't think I played this. Yeah, I ain't played the demo.
But yeah, it did not make me feel good. I was all swimmy in the head, Dominic.
God, Daniel. Don't go Gen Z on me, all right?
Yeah. So, but that game looks cool. And like I said, Game Informer gave it a 9. I haven't seen many other reviews for it yet, but that's promising.
Oh, I played this demo was it like last year or early this year?
Last year.
Yeah, that's where I played it. Oh, so the official game is out. Okay. Yeah.
It's got an 85 on PC Gamer also.
Yeah.
So
it got some high scores, man. Darn.
I don't know. I don't know what the price. Let's see what it is on Steam. I don't know what the pricing is on it. $25. That would be a game that honestly I would expect to see in Game Pass.
Yeah,
not too long after. So, but right now it's just PC, so it would have to.
Or maybe even PlayStation might get it. Who knows?
Yeah. Also, that I wouldn't be. They do the third party stuff.
Nintendo Online, Daniel. Nintendo Online, like.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Launch at Switch too. But yeah, those are the new releases, the big ones for these past couple of weeks. Anything else for the people, Dominic?
Nah, I'm good, man.
All right, thank you guys as always for listening. You check us out on Twitter. Dominic is at DStallworth5. I'm at Regulus MB. The podcast is at Supapod, SUPAPOD. Supapod.com is the website. You can check us out there. It has all of our previous podcasts, as well as links to all the places you can find us, including YouTube, where there's a video version of this podcast, and also audio versions, of course, on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Podcast. Not Google Podcast. I always screw that up, Dominic. I've been saying it for too long. YouTube Music, I guess.
YouTube Music.
Spotify, Amazon. Until next time, guys. Talk to you later.
All right, see you.